as such, don't choose my video. I'm happy with my tranny, it don't need remote control. It stimulates my grey stuff, operates my laughing gear. Cause Ian's Bowling's here. Comes to the radio show.
The following presentation will surely amaze, enrage, dazzle, and entertain you.
Freak My Chicken Friday. Freak My Chicken Friday. What? Freak my what? Freak My Chicken. What does that mean?
You're listening to the politically incorrect Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night. Man, I don't approve of that.
Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night. What a bunch of bozos.
One, Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night.
I bet you say that to all the boys. Frankly, I've pulled better out of my ass.
Hello?
Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night. I love the show. I love to clean the studio when they do the show. I'm a big fan. I love the show. You love the show too. You love my cleaning as well.
Good morning. Good morning.
Voice of the common man. Voice of the common man. I am known to the British nation as Ian Tell It Like It Is Collins.
Freak My Chicken Friday with Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night on the new Talk Radio.
Voice of the common man.
Very much. Hey everybody, we're here. It's a Freak My Chicken Friday special. And have we got detail of plenty here? We've got the autobiography of the Voice of the Common Man, part number 25. 25, chapter 25. Sorry, you don't need a microphone, Sarah. Don't worry about it.
Thanks, Pete.
That's better.
Thank you.
Everybody's here.
Hello.
Everybody's here. Sarah's here. Pop-Up Pete's here. A bunch of stuff going on.
Thank you very much.
He's not here. He's not here.
He's not here.
He's not here
well, I
tonight.
miss poor old Andy the Beaver.
Yeah, we do miss poor old Andy the Beaver, actually, but he might be coming back before Christmas.
He had a big crush on you, Sarah, you know that? Are you,
Yes.
He did. That's the kind of sick kid he was.
So I couldn't stand up.
Yeah.
Sorry? So what else do we have here tonight?
Loads, man.
Well, yeah, because let me just tell you, we talk stunts, we talk peanuts, we talk lumberjacks, we talk altars, we talk rescue, we talk abalone.
Hey.
Abalone, which we're going to be playing live on the air, if you don't know what that is. We talk French bistro chairs. We talk Jeremy Beadle, our good friend.
Good friend Jeremy. I
good
do,
friend
I
of the
do
show.
like Jeremy.
And he likes this show too.
Yeah.
We also talk hoaxes as well.
Wow.
And as if that wasn't enough,
Yeah.
direct from Sports Day, ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome into the studio, in fact now it's into the fold on a Friday, it's Urban Eddie Hammerman, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Eddie, yes. Thank you very much. Eddie. Hey. Good to
Are you well, Eddie?
Oh, yeah.
Coming up, it's an Urban Myth Special.
Oh, this is a cracker.
Yeah? Have you managed to clean it up yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Did it need a bit of cleaning? A bit of polishing?
Apparently so, I haven't heard it yet.
It's still not totally...
All I know is that Eddie faxes through, because there's, Eddie faxes through the Urban Myth in the day to my office. I get my people to check it.
Yeah.
And anyway, so they looked through it and said, it's a bit dodgy, you better get back to the Urban.
A bit of red ink
back
on
to
there,
the Urban,
That's right.
So I just said, look, Eddie, I haven't seen it, but my people are telling me that it's dodgy.
Yeah, it's a bit dodgy.
Potentially litigious.
Yeah,
And of course we don't want that.
No, because Ricky Martin's a good friend of the show.
Absolutely.
So,
it's a Ricky Martin Urban Myth Special, everybody. and it comes up later on.
Gonna be a cracker.
It's going to be a cracker. So there we go. It's myself. It's Ian Collins. I am the voice of the common man. I think everybody knows that now. It's very good to be so, and I'm happy to be your kind of new 90s messiah, as it were. Sarah Mulvey. Fantastic Sarah Mulvey. Check out the website. There's a picture of Sarah on there.
Yes.
It's www.voiceofthecommonman.com. It's
voiceofthecommonman.com,
everybody, and that's one word, Voice of the Common Man.
Just one word.
www.voiceofthecommonman.com. That's simple. So, there's me, and just Sarah's pictures on there, and there's a messaging board, and there's a chat room, and there's detail aplenty. So there's me, Ian, and this is like for people who've never heard this.
What's
before.
your name again?
My name's Ian.
Hello.
And I am the...
Voice of the Common Man.
And there's Sarah Mulvey, who's incidentally a top TV director, and one of your pet rescue stories was on tonight.
It was.
Which one was it?
It was my greyhound story.
You did a greyhound story?
Starving greyhound
How desperate
story.
are they down at Pearson TV? A greyhound story?
Basil.
Oh, Basil,
Yes,
was it?
Basil.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, well, they'll all own it in the end. And so anyway, so it was a greyhound, what, with, bad ribs? Because they always have bad ribs, don't they?
4 greyhounds.
4 greyhounds.
And only one of them had to be put down.
They're all too thin. That's the problem.
They are all too. It's a very skinny...
Ugly dogs, aren't they? I wouldn't mind if one of those died.
Ugly dogs,
The less the better.
So every story that Sarah was involved with on Pet Rescue, everyone she directed, like the animal...
Had a casualty.
You had a fox that died?
Yep.
And this week it's a greyhound that died. What did die of?
It had to be put down for being aggressive.
That's nice, isn't it?
It's not very sad, did it?
Yeah,
really?
Was it sick? Well, it wasn't very happy.
It didn't like being filmed. No, it had a problem with other dogs, basically. It was a very sad story, actually. Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
4 dogs brought in, very bad cruelty case. The guy was found guilty, which was nice, and given 4 years, although he's appealing sentence. Yes.
So anyway, as if that wasn't enough, there's me, Ian, right, Ian Collins, voice of the...
Voice of the Common Man.
Common Man. There's top TV director Sarah Mulvey. There's top producer and all-round youth god, pop-up Peter Harris.
Like a drinker, baby.
I'm telling you, there's star of the sporting celebs, all-round good egg and urban mythmeister, Mr. Urban Eddie Hammerman.
Oh, baby, hey.
And on top of that, hey, I'm telling you, every film that comes out in this country kind of rises or falls on the say-so of this man. He is the UK's #1 film critic. He's also a top academic, and he's also a friend of this show. He's also sat here like a Belisha beacon in my studio right now. He is Mr. Ambrose Heron.
Ambrose, hey! It's striking yellow attire.
I'm telling you, that's striking.
That's lovely.
Is that plugged in or something?
Are you trying to cheer yourself up?
It is, yeah, I am, yeah.
That's right.
Colour therapy.
Colour therapy.
That kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Why I wear black?
Is there is such a thing as colour therapy, you know that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They reckon that, somebody said to me once, you know Christmas tree lights?
Mm-hmm.
That you should, you know how they're displayed in the... Forget that. You know, right, Christmas tree lights, okay. If you got them, like, if you framed a load of Christmas tree lights in a line...
Yeah.
Okay, and put it, like, on a wall somewhere, so it's still plugged in. So it's a different kind of display. You should have those up all year round.
Oh, really?
Make you happier?
Yeah, it's the colour.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's quite obvious, really.
Absolutely, but nobody does it, you know? Nobody does it.
Well, it'd be a bit silly, wouldn't it?
Well, not if it made you happy.
I want a sun lamp. You know those lamps you can get this time of the year when the clocks have gone back, that they're like natural sunlight lamps that you plug in? I think that would make me happy.
You see, I don't like sunlight at this time of year.
Oh, no, it's got to tell you what one of my flatmates has got. They've got a red... You should do one of these red light shade things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool, that is.
Why?
So it's, all your room is red, it's really groovy. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
No, seriously, it's really, really relaxing.
You really are a jerk sometimes, aren't you?
No,
I've got a red room.
It's so cool.
Red room.
Red room, red room. That's right, written in lipstick on your mirror. Red room, red room. Is that, I bet you've got one of those little kind of go-karts you go around the house on as well.
You haven't seen The Shining, have you, Pete?
The Shining? Of course I've seen The Shining.
Oh, right,
what
so
do you like?
You got it then. You were just looking sort of, you know,
Yeah,
a bit kind of...
Yeah, no, I'm feeling a bit kind of like that tonight, actually.
In your Idlewild t-shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
Big Breaking Band detail next week, by the way.
Oh, it was a biggie.
I'm telling you.
It's a mega giveaway as well.
It's a mega giveaway. On top of that, we've got hopefully 2 like really big bands that are coming up. I mean, we've had some really good high-profile bands on Breaking Band.
3 actually, 3 consecutive weeks.
3 consecutive weeks, and like coming up. And we're not going to say too much. It's always a kiss of death if you say too much straight away. But it's going to be big.
It's big. It's massive, massive, in every way.
I'll give you a clue.
No, don't give him a clue.
Oh, it's the one for the money.
He's back, everybody.
He's back!
He's back!
It's Elvis Presley!
We found him.
He doesn't like the phone.
As he is now.
Quite fat.
Quite fat, yeah. Well, not so fat now, actually. What?
I said your bed's there to press.
Oh, thank you.
When you're ready.
08700 40 50 60, that's our number. So much detail at this end, and of course on a Friday, we're always up for your detail as well, so you can call with whatever you like, that'd be good. Ambrose is back late, well, he's here throughout the show, but he's later on in particular, his film detail, which includes, as always, all the news of the week, the top news. You don't kind of get this stuff in here. It's like no crummy film slot, this. The new releases that are coming out this weekend, video recommendation, TV picks, and of course the one that everybody writes in for, and we're like inundated with people's recommendations. That's the cult classic, which may be a film you've heard of, might be a film you never heard of, but it's Ambrose's personal recommendation. It comes from his from his cellulite heart. I'm telling you.
Celluloid.
Cellulite, sorry, did I say cellulite? Cellulite is hard to... no, actually, I know, cellulite heart, actually, that's what I meant to say. It's cellulite heart, and it's a special this week, I'm told.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Again, I don't know what it's going to be
Is there
either.
a cult classic on the way?
That's so we're talking about it.
Yeah, that's... Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
I can't believe how out of it I am tonight. I feel like I'm on a different planet.
Is there a cult classic on the way? Yeah, that's the whole routine was just about that.
You're not doing a film stop. Sorry, man. Sorry. Is there a film review going on here?
Yeah.
The Blair Witch got you, Pete, clearly.
It did.
Blair Witch got Pete. It freaked him out totally.
Oh.
Who's seen it in here? Pete's seen it. Ambrose
I've seen it 3
Eddie?
times. I haven't seen it.
Pete's seen it 3 times.
So
Is it 3 times now?
Most amazing film I've ever seen.
So who did it then?
What happens at the end?
Ambrose, you rated it, didn't you?
Yeah, very good.
Did it scare you, though? It didn't scare you, did it?
Well...
It's frightened the life out of Pete.
It was the most scary film I've ever seen. Yeah, it's kind of chilling.
He came in the same colour as his hair.
Disturbing. Oh, it's just mental, man. It actually terrified me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've never played the game Abalone, let me tell you, because we have... in fact, listen to this sound, okay, because this is what it sounds like. There.
Ooh.
That's a great sound, actually.
It is, actually.
Do we just hear that again? Do it again, Sarah. The press release for this game says that it sounds like a Jaguar door closing, and it does.
Yeah.
Can we just hear that one more time? But this is Abalone. There you go.
Perfect, it is.
It's a game of skill, it's a game of balls, marbles. Like,
Your
it's
balls?
kind of, if you sort of think on the backgammon way, and we're going to play this throughout the show, all right? Sarah is black, I'm white, and we have, how many balls we got each?
We've got, very good question, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14 balls each, and we've got to knock, like, I've got to try and knock 6 of Sarah's balls off the board, and she's got to try and knock 6 of mine off. First one to 6 wins.
That should be fun.
So throughout the show, you might hear this sound at regular intervals. It sounds like this.
Ooh.
That means we're playing the game. When you hear this sound, it means I've whooped Sarah Mulvey's ass on that game.
Very
and
unlikely.
She's lost.
Yes.
We played it last week.
We did.
And I lost. Well, I kind of let Sarah win.
Yes.
It's a game of skill. It's a game of balls. It's kind of... What would you align it with? Backgammon?
No, I don't think
in
it's
its basic idea?
No, I don't think it's like backgammon, actually. I think it's more like...
But that's what people would think, isn't it?
It's a cross between, I think, chess and Othello, with a kind of sumo principle sort of thrown in for good
Cross
measure.
between chess and sumo wrestling, everybody.
Yeah, chess and sumo wrestling.
Well, yeah, it's got a sumo
It has.
kind of angle to it in terms of the shape of the board.
Yep.
And the knocking the pieces off.
Yep.
And apparently you can play it online as well.
Yep.
And if we've got the address there, it's on the side of the box.
It's www.abalone /online, no, not / hyphen online.
Start that again, you fool.
It's www.abalone -online.com.
That's www.abalone-online.com.
Yeah.
Abalone, ABALONE. And you can do virtual abalone. But the real thing sounds like this. That's Sarah's balls moving. Mine will be moving shortly. And we'll find out who wins.
Thank you very much. It's the Freak My Chicken Friday. Change the top 10.
Your member is everything.
Okay, We've got the cheesy top 10 here, and there's a whole load of subjects here. This is in addition to... What are you smirking at? Why are you laughing?
Pete.
What?
He's playing that horrible line. I don't believe in doggy style. I didn't ever say that, you
I think a bit of give and take is nice.
She said all of those things.
Oh, has there been a spillage? Has there been a spillage?
No.
Not over the microphone.
No, my microphone just died.
Right, it's a film one to start with. I know we can get into this. It's quite difficult because it relies on sending us the recommendation, then we've all got to go off and watch the film, I suppose, really, to make this really work. But we want bad stunt doubles. If you've ever seen a film where Arnie Schwarzenegger is supposed to, like, fall off a mountain and this blonde beefcake kind of starts to fall, but lands as someone who looks more like Sidney Poitier, then, you know, we'd like to hear those stories. Yeah. Because they do happen from time to time. You think, that's not Roger Moore. That's nothing like him. That never was him. We know it's not. Yeah. Not as a Tom Cruise, never. More like Nicole Kidman. So if you've got any recommendations of those bad stunt doubles, we want to hear what they are.
The female stand-ins are actually quite often worse, I find.
For the guys, you mean?
The women for the women.
Because you get female stunt men.
Yes.
Known as stunt women, everybody. Stunt women.
Just to introduce a gender equality thing into the subject.
Absolutely. So, we're always up for it. Female stunt detail.
Oh, you know they also do.
Did I say that right?
You know the men. Some men dress up as
women.
As the women.
That's right.
To do the stunt double stuff.
Yeah.
This is really fun.
That must happen quite often.
With wigs on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But they're really butch, and they have to wear all the women's.
I know. That is a real giveaway in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I thought that was like really bad. They all looked
really
girly in that,
film.
didn't they? You didn't like it, did you?
No, I didn't like it at all. I had to
liked it.
give up on it. I very
So that line was totally lost on everybody out there, wasn't it?
What was that?
Oh, forget it.
I got it.
Did you?
Yeah.
You never seen the film?
No, I've never seen the film.
It's about a load of drag queens.
So it would have been lost on me. No, I didn't see it.
Terence Stamp, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all drag queens. So when you said that, like, dressed up as women, they would have been dressed up as women for the, you know, for the
I
part.
gotcha.
You know,
Yeah.
Couldn't you have laughed for 3 then, Ambrose? What's up with you? Hey,
what's up with you?
Anyway, so why didn't you like that? You don't like Terence Stamp?
No, I just did.
Oh, see, I really like Terence Stamp. He's an East End bloke, and you would never know. And they often take photographs of him near my house. I don't know why, because I think he's from...
for their stamp collection.
He's from, like, Walthamstow or something like that, but, they obviously like, you know, that his area's too crappy to take photographs in, so they move him just a little bit west. Like my area's the best, you know. Come round there for a guided tour. Okay, so, yeah, bad stunt doubles, or kind of any stunt detail that you think we should know about. We'd love a bit of that. 08700 40 50 60. 08700 40 50 60. Number 2 on this one, it's called Peanuts for Antiques. Eddie, you can explain this.
Eddie. Yeah, this is something you've bought, or something you've, you know, some antique you had, and you thought it was worth nothing, and you bought it for 50 quid down some old car boot sale or something. Then
or 50p even.
Or 50p. Yeah. And you found out that either you went to one of those antique road shows, or you auctioned it off, and you found out it was worth hundreds or thousands of pounds.
We'll have some of that. And if you've been on the Antiques Roadshow,
and you honestly did not know what it was, because people come along and they say, you know, how much is this worth? And they know full well it's worth 20 grand, and they go, and then they pretend to act surprised.
Yeah.
You know, oh my God, is it worth that much?
Oh, really?
You've got it valued before. What do you know?
That's right. It's like, you know, it's the ordinary people of Worcester have come out to see us today, and someone turns up with this whacking great big bit of furniture. Who gave you this? Well, my grandfather, the late Lord Albury, left it to us in his will.
The other funny one is when people bring along, they think it's worth a heck of a lot, and they go, it would be worth £20,000 if it wasn't for this minor scratch here.
That's right,
which means it's worth nothing whatsoever. You loved it. Hide this truck. You brought it all the way here, and it's worth nothing.
Yeah.
And what's worse is you did it coming.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, we did it getting in the studio. Sorry about that, love. But, you know, BBC props department, very, very pushed these days for time. Yeah, so a bunch of that'll be more than helpful. We love that. And the giveaway on the kind of the wealthy ones that turn up at those things, when they say, they kind of laugh at the fact that they paid, you know, £1,000 for it. You know, 'cause they say, oh, we only paid £1,000 for it. But when was that? 1706. You think, you know, my dad used to shout at the television at those things. 1706. That's like £10 million now. But anyway, so peanuts for antiques. Like you bought the things, boot fairs, sales, wherever it happened to be. You discovered it was worth an absolute mint. Or, of course, vice versa, which is even funnier, really.
Yeah.
You set out to purchase yourself.
Oh, this is even better.
That's absolutely. A bit of an old Dali or something. You thought, hey, we'll have some of this.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Look, goldfish jumps out of woman's breast while simultaneously singing the national anthem type painting.
Yeah.
And
turned it over and it was John, aged 9.
that's right. Yes, it was Dali, but it was actually Dali Smithers, the guy who lived around the corner some years back. So if you've done any of that, we're up for that. And also, we're going to value your stuff as well.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do our own Antiques Roadshow, because Sarah's a bit of an expert on antiques.
Absolutely.
So whether it's coinage, stampage, furniture, whatever, get on the blower, describe it to us. We'll give you a valuation now. Unfortunately, you know, we can't,
yeah, you have to send it in afterwards, Sam.
Yeah, that's right. You have to send it in afterwards, and we can't return any of your antiques.
envelopes.
So that's just the way it is.
Along with your pound coins.
Along with your
more in the other days.
Well, we did get a few more in. Yeah, we did all
You
the
late
pound
arrivers.
Yeah, what are you like sneaking in there?
I know.
Normally we don't accept them, as we said before.
You know, I don't know what these people are doing. You know, we set the date and they're still sending these
Still
darn
sending
things
the pound
in.
coins in.
But you know,
What do you think we are, a charity? Anyway, if anybody's listening to the show for the first time, they're probably thinking, what the hell is this all about?
no more pound coins.
No more pound coins. We've been sent way too enough. But, of course, we will be doing fivers for Christmas, which is a new appeal that we raise for the festive season.
Because our sack has just got too heavy.
Postman got a hernia. Postman got a hernia. Lift all those.
He did. We got a bit of a lawsuit on our hands at the moment. It's we got an injured postie. So it's 08700 40 50 60. Peanuts for antiques, whichever way round you want to chip on that one. This one, number three, is called My Wife's a Lumberjack, and it's strange jobs you saw women doing. Sarah.
Yes. This is another one of Eddie's specials, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just trying to think what is straight. I'll tell you what, I still can't get used to women mechanics.
Yeah.
It's a completely useless idea, right? Women are not mechanics.
No.
Because they don't have the right spatial ability to be mechanics. I'm sorry, it's just the way it goes.
Gosh, it's amazing we even let them drive.
It's,
I was about to say women bus drivers.
Yeah, women bus drivers, there's another
That's
one.
always dodgy.
Reversing those
I
big
think
buses.
that's a load of rubbish. I think women actually have a much greater potential for visual spatial awareness than men do. I tell you, on the streets...
No, it's a proven fact they don't. That's where you're talking rag.
No.
Woman. Rag.
I wouldn't say so.
What do you mean you wouldn't say so? You're arguing against fact here. So there's, but still, you know, it still freaks me out. Women bouncers still freak me out.
Yeah, that's weird.
Women bouncers.
And they're always the most testy out of all of them, actually, the female ones.
Love a bit of that. And they're always a bit, mate, how's it going? They've always got the sort of short haircut and the...
female drummers.
You know.
In bands.
Female drummers is not
That
good
always
show.
does my head in.
That cause thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's...
Shouldn't be allowed.
Is that just one musician with a set of mirrors that make it look like she's playing all of the instruments?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Something like that.
Women prison officers.
Women prison, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Women mothers. There's a lot of those going on these days.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Teachers. You notice the influx of that? Women teachers.
Nurses.
All over the place. Nurses, yeah, that's going off these days. Yeah. It's like a 90s thing.
Yeah.
Women on the radio, terrible.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. They're everywhere. So, yeah, women... Like the women judges. Women judges, they're really unusual. About 1% of judges are women. And... they look all right, but the wig thing just looks terrible. Because, well, you imagine women, you know, in vanity terms, you know, 70s or whatever, or years back, you know, would have worn wigs, and it just looks like the woman, she chose a bad wig, doesn't it? Whereas with the male judge, it's kind of like part of the uniform. It just doesn't look right. So, less of that, please.
Women don't need wigs because they don't have receding hairlines.
In fact, women should just stay at home.
And cook our tea. But no, it's not meant to be a point other than the, as it's said, just strange jobs you saw women doing.
Or even just women smoking cigars, those big fat cigars.
Yeah.
Just looks stupid.
We get on to pints in a minute. I'm going to walk out.
All right, okay, in the interest of fairness, I suppose we should do strange jobs you saw men doing, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Under the same thing. Under the same banner. Yeah,
what could be in that category, then? I'm just thinking here, what could be in that category?
Well, we had the argument once, didn't we, about men who have to, you know, take away the
receptacles from female loos.
We got complaints about that one, didn't we?
We got complaints about that, yeah.
Well, let's not talk about that one.
Well, it was said, it was a very... We weren't being...
No.
Well, how can you be stupid about that subject? It's just a fact, it's just a job that blokes shouldn't have to do.
Yeah.
Which I disagree about.
Sarah disagrees. What a surprise.
I think blokes should have to do it.
Well, should have to do it.
Yes.
Well, like ingrained
On
in
order,
law.
yes.
Ingrained, yeah. But there's like you wouldn't. I mean, you'd swallow that argument in lots of other areas, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, crumbs.
It's 08700 4050. This is so low. This is so low.
It's so base, this
It's
show.
going nowhere. 08700 4050 60. If we can get any on this, it'd be fantastic. We're bringing this one in at...
Number 4.
Number 4. It's a simple question. Have you ever been jilted at the altar? Not like a couple...
So, Ambrose, tell us about your experience of this.
Yeah, you were jilted, weren't you? Just 3 days ago, you were due to get married.
Just the other day.
We all turned up for the wedding, and and Ambrose was there.
I hired a suit for that, especially.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Tears aplenty.
Tears aplenty.
But it was dodgy when the bride had trainers on.
That's, you were kind of glad about that, really.
Yeah.
And,
Something was up.
Yeah.
I actually went to see Runaway Bride the other day.
Was it good?
It was all right. It was better than I expected it would be, because it just looks such a load of complete
It does, yeah.
pants. But it's not as bad as it looks.
When the in a church wedding, when the vicar says, "Do you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife?" and you say, "I do," it's important you look at the vicar. If the vicar sort of twinges as much to say, "Really?" It's like, that's when you kind of know, because the vicar, like, he sees all of these people, regularly, and if that look appears,
I've just had a brainwave.
Have you?
Yeah.
Hey.
What happened?
I don't know. When the vicar goes, "Has anybody here got any lawful impediment why these two people should not be?" Has anybody spoken up at that point at your wedding?
If anybody's done that,
spoken up. You always see it on films, or people think.
Does that happen at a Jewish wedding? Does the same thing go off there?
No.
No?
No. There's none of that.
You don't get any chance to escape.
That's it. You're in for it. You're in for life.
Once you're in that synagogue, mate, that's it. You ain't coming out.
And another thing, how long can you wait for, like, how long do they let you, if the bride is late, like happens on all them TVs and films, like, how long have you got before the priest says, "All right, mate, that's it, bad luck."
I was at a wedding where the groom was late.
You've been jilted.
Yeah. Yeah, what is the time thing on that?
I suppose it's just when there's a next wedding booked in.
Yeah.
It must be the worst thing ever. Oh.
Oh, nothing
I hope it doesn't happen to me.
It would just destroy it, wouldn't it? I mean, for a long, long time. It's just the ultimate...
Oh, it's just the public humiliation, isn't it? I mean,
all the guests and...
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, would you still go on your honeymoon, or would that...
Well, who would go, though?
You might as well go on it.
Absolutely. So, right, there's like 4 to be going on with there. Let's just run through those again very, very quickly. Have a listen to these. This is what we got. Bad stunt doubles, or anything, any kind of... when we read these subjects out, use their kind of working titles. You can add anything to these that you fancy. Bad stunt doubles you've seen, 08700 40 50 60. Peanuts for antiques, you paid little money and got a bargain at either a sale, a boot fair, antique place, whatever it was, or vice versa, you paid a stack and nothing happened. It was worth sod all, mate. 08700 40 50 60. Strange jobs you saw women doing or strange jobs you saw men doing. That's on the agenda too. Have you ever been jilted at the altar? Or did anybody shout up at the wedding, "I object, she's married to me, the dirty old pervo"? If that happened, call us up. And anything else you want to say, it's Freak My Chicken Friday with Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night. 08700 40 50 60. That's 08700 40 50 60. That's our number, 08700 40 50 60. Or you can fax on 0541 59 69 79. Or go to the website www.voiceofthecommonman.com. This is Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night, voice of the common man.
The perfect antidote to a crap life. This is Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night.
Do you wish it was easier to get train tickets? There's a service on the internet where you can buy train tickets the easy way to anywhere in Britain. And because it's online, there's no standing in line queuing, no frustration, and no fuss. To make life simpler, we'll even deliver them to your door. So if you want to get on a train, get on thetrainline.com.
Introducing Calling from Australia, Dan Presser of the Sunraysia Natural Beverage Company.
You may have been to Paris and you may have been to Rome, but have you been down under? It's a long, long way from home. Yet you all know Aussie sunshine and you all know Aussie sport. And now Australian Sunraysia prune juice will soon be arriving at the port. So if your lifestyle is important, please put Sunraysia to the test. From Australia, clean and green, Sunraysia's the one that will impress. So when you do your weekly shopping, it's only natural to declare, I want my Sunraysia prune juice. So on the shelf, please be there. But if you cannot find Sunraysia, please be patient for a while, because your favourite supermarket will soon have Sunraysia prune juice in the aisle.
You can now find Sunraysia prune juice in the fruit juice aisle of selected Safeway stores. 15 pence of your purchase price of Sunraysia's 1 litre prune juice is donated to the Cancer Research Campaign to support their vital cancer research and education.
Talk at the Test match cricket on Talk Radio.
I'm Nasser Hussain. Don't miss ball-by-ball coverage of the Test series against South Africa, only on Talk Radio.
Can the dream team of Fletcher and Hussain reverse England's ailing fortunes on the wicket? Join your commentary team of Jeff Boycott, Bob Woolmer, Chris Cowdrey, Jack Bannister and Mark Nicholas for every ball, every wicket, every six and every catch of England's tour of South Africa this winter. It's exclusive and it's live, and it all starts with the first test on the 25th of November from Johannesburg, only on Talk Radio, your station for sport, news and views.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name.
We return. It's 08700 40 50 60. We're playing Abalone here. It's Ian and Sarah. Ian is on white, Sarah is on black, and we're starting now.
Yep.
Right, okay, we gave you the demo. Let's say it's your move.
Okay.
Right, okay. My move. Okay. Hey, I think I'm going to win this. We come back to that in a second. Let's go to... where am I going first, guys? Where do you want me? Line...
Number 4.
Number 4?
Number 4.
Number 4. Okay,
Number
don't go away, Brian. Don't go away, Ray. This is Andrew. Andrew.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, sir.
I just wanted to say that I once bought. I was on the run.
Yeah.
And
From anybody in particular?
Probably from myself, if the truth be told. But I was having to raise a lot of cash in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
And I had used up. You know, you can only draw out a certain amount of cash on a day on a credit card.
Yep, yep.
So I had to get some more cash. So I thought I'd buy some gold on my credit card. You see.
All right, yeah.
So I went to this very posh shop in Bond Street, and
where of course it all happens.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
And I paid 500 quid for a sort of 3 bands of gold. I just really wanted gold. I didn't really want anything fancy.
Yeah.
And I took it down to a valuer's down at Trafalgar Square, and they did a test, and I could see the expression on their face. You know, there's another test, and by this time the silence was, you know, sort of
palpable.
Palpable, yeah.
Palpable. And he said, "It's brass." I said, "Are you sure?"
Brass? It's brass? You just paid 500 quid in Bond Street?
Worth 15 quid is that?
No way!
Yeah. So I took it back to the shop and I said, "Look, I've just gone and had this tested and it's brass." So they did their test. "Oh, we're terribly sorry, sir." So they gave me something worth double. So it wasn't too bad a day.
So you made another 500 quid in it?
Yeah, I made another 500 quid.
Oh, fantastic. You don't expect this kind of jewellery behaviour in Bond Street?
No, you don't.
The doyen of all the best jewellers in the world?
I won't tell you the name, otherwise they might...
No, better not. Thank you, Andrew.
Okay.
Good to talk to you. 08700 40 50 60. That's fabulous. That is a typical story we like.
Yep.
You know, it's succinct, it's there,
yep.
It makes sense, and it's kind of interesting, and it's the sort of thing people will go to work next day and say, "Get this bloke on the radio last night." You know, it ain't going to change the world, but it doesn't matter. It's just sort of, you know, interesting. Like Brian here in Bromley. Brian's got a tale. Brian, hello.
Morning, Ian.
Morning.
Morning. Yeah, well, no, my question to you and to Sarah is, I keep looking through all my recipe books at home, and every recipe I look in, it says to add a pinch of salt.
Does it?
Yes, and I was wondering whether you knew whether a pinch of salt really made that much difference.
That's a very good point. And Sarah, you're a girl. You cook. What's going off there? Pinch of salt.
Whether it makes any difference.
So even when you cook spuds, Brian, that'd be right, wouldn't it?
Well, anything.
You boil some potatoes, some carrot, whatever, add a pinch of salt.
Well, it definitely makes a difference because it changes the osmotic potential of the...
the osmotic potential?
Yeah, of vegetables and pasta and things like that.
Does it?
Yeah, they
there you go, Brian. It changes the osmotic...
potential.
Potential.
What is she talking about? What's that
That's a very good question. What are you talking about? That's a very good question. Well said, Brian.
It's something to do with the way osmotic potentials, the way vegetables take in different, they deionize and all this kind of stuff, and according to how much
salt. This is getting no better, Brian.
There you go. You did ask,
I can't believe you. That's a load of rubbish now.
Right, just you keep putting the salt in.
Where did she get educated?
Oh, it's this like non-entity of a little university somewhere slightly north of here.
That's you, Bob.
Yeah, she's still fighting the case to get the money back.
Hey, what sort of thesaurus is she reading?
I think she swallowed it a long time ago. Hey, we're back on that again. Sorry. Good on you, Brian. Thank you for that. It's a big Sarah, and yeah, I didn't mean to say that in any sort of shape or form. 08700 40 50 60. We don't know why you put salt in food, but there you go. Ray is a cabbie, and he's here.
Good.
Hello, Ray.
Hello, Ray. All right, mate?
Not bad at all. What do you got there?
Things I hate women doing.
Yeah.
Well, one is drinking a pint of beer.
Yeah.
And the other one's smoking a yard of tripe.
There's nothing worse.
Don't tell me, it's breathing third on the list.
No, breathing isn't there, actually. It's a little question for you.
Yes.
Why have all women got small feet?
Because they're way more attractive.
No. So they can get closer to the kitchen sink and closer to the cooker.
Ray, you didn't surprise me.
Good on you, Ray.
Yeah. See you later, Ray.
See you later. Ta-da. There, it's the small feet gag, you see. Works every time.
I'm laughing.
That's, hey, whose go is it on Abalone?
It's mine.
It's Sarah's go, right, go on.
We're sort of coming in for a chase here. And...
Okay. Now, if you can imagine a sumo wrestling ring...
It's a hexagonal thing.
It's a hexagonal thing, and that's what we got here. And there are lots of little holes in it that are holding the marbles. We have 12 each.
14
each side. I'm white, Sarah's black. And the idea is for me to knock 6 of hers off, or her to knock 6 of mine off. And whoever gets the 6 first is the winner. And there's my go. Go on, Sarah.
Another go?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can move 1, 2, or 3 at a time in any direction.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
And to push your opponents off the board, you have to have less. You have to have more than they do to move them.
That's right. It's like 3 against 2.
2 against 1.
Or 2 against 1, or 4 against 3.
No, you can't do 4.
Oh, sorry, you can't do 4. I'm learning this thing as it goes. Yeah, my go. Oh, no, that's mucked you up, hasn't it, eh?
Yes.
So it's still 0-0?
It's still 0-0.
Right. Okay.
Nobody's marble has been knocked off, mate.
It's early days, though. It's early doors.
It's early doors. Early doors. Early doors, everybody. It's early doors. What?
We're going to cover this tomorrow on the sports day.
On the sports day, that's right. Tom Watt, you wait, there'll be Reg Gutteridge.
Yeah.
He'll be,
Reg who?
Sorry?
Reg who?
Reg Gutteridge.
Oh, right, sorry, him, yeah.
You don't know Reg?
No, I never heard of Reg.
He's a world champion
Abalone player.
Boxing commentator.
Oh, is he?
He's the man.
Reg.
He's the man, Reg.
Reg Gutteridge.
And
He's got
28 marbles in the ring.
He's got 1 leg, hasn't he?
Is he?
I'm sure I'm right about that. Reg
you don't even know who Reg Gutteridge is either, do you?
What about Reg Gutteridge is ITV and Talk Radio's, like, the voice of boxing.
Oh, really?
Him and Gary Newborn are where it's at. Can somebody ring... Reg Gutteridge has 1 leg, I swear he has.
Can we have Reg Gutteridge detail?
Reg Gutteridge detail, please.
Because he's on this very station.
He is. He's doing the boxing next weekend.
Great.
It's Holyfield Lewis.
Yeah.
It's live on Talk Radio. It's going to be a biggie.
The match Lewis never thought
Reg does Reg. I think he had a... I don't know what happened. He lost it somewhere.
Yeah, oh, well, he must have done.
Well, inevitably. I mean, if you lose your leg, you generally lose it somewhere. You know, it's not really, you know, in
If
question.
you've seen it, please can you return it?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Along with a fiver.
08700 40 50 60. Bad stunt doubles, antique stories, you know, conspiracies, fraud, or, you know, making money on, losing money on them, that kind of stuff. Strange jobs you saw women doing, or strange jobs you saw men doing. Have you ever been jilted at the altar? Or were you there when somebody was? Or did you, or were you in a situation when somebody shouted out, I object, you know, when the vicar says, does anybody, you know, see any reason why these people shouldn't be joined in holy matrimony? Some of that as well. 08700 40 50 60, that's our number. If there's anything else you want to sling in that you think's a bit of fun, bit of a laugh, then do so. You're listening to Talk Radio. It's Ian Collins, voice of the common man, along with the creatures of the night. They are Sarah Mulvey, Pop-Up Pete, Urban Eddie and Ambrose Heron. We're all here right throughout the night. We're also playing Abalone as well, of which it looks like I'm winning, Sarah.
I don't think so.
Coming up later on, we've got Film Detail, and also in this hour, it's the autobiography of the voice of the common man, part 25.
No one likes paying for motor insurance. No one woke up this morning and shouted, great, I've got to renew my car insurance today. I'm really excited. Well, no one in their right mind anyway. So why are you still paying more for motor insurance than you have to? Look, call 0800 028 2221 and talk to Time to Insure. Time to Insure will leave no stone unturned in their search to save you money on motor insurance. And if you call right now, Time to Insure will beat their best quote by a further £10. What have you got to lose? If you're looking for cheaper motor insurance, it's Time to Insure with Time to Insure. Call 0800 028 2221 now.
Jungle.com, the best place to buy computer products online. Not only are our prices driving competitors nuts, but we also tell you more about the products you need. Visit Jungle.com.
But how can it be? Why does the sun rise in the morning? Why do the meat pies at Ochenshangen Thistle taste like Oliver Cromwell's summit after a 4-month siege? You lose your game plan. It's over. Live, uninterrupted commentary of the last great Scotland-England skirmish of the century. Saturday the 13th and Wednesday the 17th of November on Talk Radio.
Music, Pete.
It's I've never heard of this TV program. It's not St Elsewhere.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, St Elsewhere is one of those sort of Dallas-y type dynasty. It was never as big though.
I've never heard of it.
Sounds Christmas.
Sort of thing they chuck on in the afternoon every now and again on BBC One. You know, like they put Columbo on. Or...
Because we are doing TV themes out of breaks. As
we
it's
are doing
Friday.
TV themes out of breaks as it's a Friday. Columbo is the best detective series in the world.
Oh, I love it. I never got into that.
Never liked Columbo?
No,
Columbo is fantastic. Yeah. Sarah?
I've never got into it particularly.
Did you know that Peter Falk...
Man in a Mac, isn't he?
Peter Falk's blind in one eye. You know that?
Well, he's got a glass eye, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's glass eye. That's why. He's blind.
That'll be why.
Yeah.
It's they're a bugger to see out of, you know. That'll be what it is. It's he's done it, yeah. But no, he didn't make loads of films though, did he?
No, he didn't.
Why would that be? They made a couple of film versions of Columbo.
He might have got typecast.
Yeah, it could have been that.
Yeah.
He got eyeballed.
But interestingly, they remade Columbo, didn't they, like 25 years later. But he didn't look any different.
No, yeah, he didn't look very
same old. Bit of a hair dye number going on there, but he did look exactly the same.
Yeah.
But the plots weren't as anywhere near as good.
Have you ever seen Wings of Desire?
No.
Where he plays himself.
Plays Peter Falk?
Yeah, he plays Peter Falk, yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, bizarrely enough.
Hey.
I don't get it.
That is bizarre.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Hello? Oh, sorry. Hello?
Is that Pete?
Yeah.
It's Ali and Old. You've never heard of Reg Gutteridge? You said something about Reg Gutteridge or something?
No, who is he?
He's been boxing, he's been commentating on boxing for about 30 odd years.
What are you talking about, Ali?
Is this Ian?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice to talk to you, mate.
How you doing, Ali?
Oh, great. Are you all right?
Yeah, I can't believe he's never heard of him.
He's a legend.
He's an imbecile.
Has he got one leg?
He's met Muhammad Ali.
That's right.
He's boxed on Sugar. You know, when Eubank and Ben fought on RTV.
Yeah.
With Jim Watt, he did it on there for years.
That's right.
And Pete's never heard of him.
It's a disgrace.
He wants locking up.
And he's
I don't
doing
like
boxing.
And he's doing our boxing next week, Ali.
Pardon?
He's doing our boxing for us next
Oh,
week.
he's a great man,
He
great
is.
commentator, so it's good to have him on Talk Radio anyway.
Good on you, Ali.
All right, cheers, mate.
See you later.
Bye.
Ta-da. There he is, Ali and Hull confirming, 35 years of boxing commentary, and the boy Pop-Up has never heard of him.
We should cut that up and give it to the sports show. I think they'd like that.
We should do.
He's a big fan,
Yeah.
isn't he?
There's
He's
a
on this
Reg sat
station.
at
He's
home.
on this station.
Poor old Reg is probably sitting at home right now, thinking, was it all worth it? Was it all worth it?
Well, listen out for Reg. I'll listen out for him. He must be very good.
He's the man.
He's the man.
He is the man. What else we got here? I'm going to bring some other stuff in. Has anybody ever been beadled? Like Jeremy Beadle, who's a lot of people don't realise actually, Jeremy Beadle is an executive producer here at Talk Radio. In a certain capacity. Which Sarah's going, is he? Okay to talk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Really?
Jeremy's the man behind it.
He's the man behind it, and he's a top guy as well. And he just kind of knows, like, everything about everything. He's just like this fountain of kind of knowledge and trivia and stuff. Anyway, as I've never met anybody who's been on Beatles About in my life.
No, there was that famous one where that guy gets his car pushed into a river and he does that, there's that famous look.
Yeah, that's right.
Was he real? Was it...
Oh, we're not questioning whether it was real or not, are we?
Well, where is he? If we get him calling in, it'd be... This is the sort of people we want calling in, don't we?
Those shows, people either love
They were
or
always
hate them.
great. They
I
were
thought
always
they were
great.
fantastic. I mean, they tried to do that caught red-handed thing. Do you remember that dreadful thing?
Oh, yeah.
They followed it up with.
Something terrible caught on camera. Something on.
And they've got that awful Ainsley Harriott thing,
show. God,
which
that's
is
terrible.
just. I mean, the only person that's ever done it probably in this country is Jeremy Beadle.
Yeah.
And of course, he's said, he's come under some stick from time to time, and he's always been, completely honest. People, when he did the camcorder show, and they replaced him with that dreadful, fat Emmerdale woman. Who's just like, if anybody couldn't present television, it's her.
I just don't know why they have to have a presenter on that show.
Well, you don't really need. I mean, maybe a voiceover, but you don't really need somebody there. And Beadle used to sod around between the clips, and he always kind of made that point that, like, if he mucks around and looks like a bit stupid, it doesn't matter because it makes the rest of the show look, that much better. And that was his absolute, brutal philosophy on the thing.
Oh, sure, yeah.
That he wasn't bothered about that. He was never meant to be the star of anything. He was there to link it and just make himself look whatever. But all those Beatles About things were actually damn good. I mean, the work they went to on those things was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So if you've ever been Beadled, we want to hear about that as well. We're going to talk hoaxes. We're also playing the game of Abalone. We're talking about being jilted at the altar and whatever else you want to say. 08700 40 50 60. And so far, we're going to have the count up of all the subjects that have come in unsolicited that we haven't asked for. Pete.
0.
Hey, what a surprise.
Hey, I just thought I'd come straight to the point there. 0.
After 4.5 years of this show, we put out some quality subject matter, and we also invite a nation to call in with whatever else they want to, and nobody's called in with whatever else they want to.
No.
You couldn't be serious, surely.
I'll tell you, I'm serious, see? I'm serious, man.
Are you right?
I'm serious. Oh, yeah, it's just been, Not one.
Does anybody? I've got a personal plea here. Does anybody know where I can buy? And I suppose it'd have to be down London way, particularly east.
We'll be jam-packed with these now, you realise?
Well, you never know. We might be, but I'm wanting to go for that because I need chairs in my house. All right. What those? Somebody told me they were called French bistro chairs. Now, would you know what a French bistro chair would be?
No idea.
What would you guess at?
I think.
It is a chair, by the way. It's not like a chicken or a...
Well, there's restaurant chairs, like when the metal ones you get.
No, I thought metal, but they're wooden.
Oh, are they?
But they're slightly rounded, and the actual seat is almost dead round.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? As soon as you see one, you go, oh, of course it is. That's one of those.
Why do you want one of those?
Well, I don't want 6.
Oh, 6, right?
Yeah.
Well, to go where? To go where?
Round a bloody table. Where do you think I want to put them?
Oh, right, yeah.
It's an interesting thing, isn't it? It's table and chairs. Years ago, the cavemen used to use a rock.
No, just the way I'm picturing them, they're not the kind of... Oh, right, yeah, I see now, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting
But I've got a feeling that somewhere, and this sounds really stupid, I could spend, I know I'm going to spend, and so you'd say I'm abusing my position as a radio presenter looking for my own furniture here, but I'm sorry, there's a real point to this, and that is that I know I could spend like 1,000 years looking for these chairs that you see in restaurants everywhere, and from tomorrow onwards I simply won't see them again anywhere. But what I also know is probably within 3 miles of where I live or where we're sat now, there's a great big warehouse that does nothing but these chairs, all right?
Bistro Chair Mountain.
It's Bistro Chair Mountain detail, and I'm sorry, they're everywhere, and they're saying if anybody knows, and it's,
Maybe you should just go into your local bistro and, like, give them a bid.
Nick them.
Yeah.
They can't be that
Nick
expensive.
one at a time.
They've got to be dark wood. I don't want metal. They've got to be dark wood. You know what I'm
Solid
saying?
seats.
Yeah, solid seats. Or would they look a bit crap in your house, though?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Would they look like they
look a bit out of place, almost.
It depends what kind of stained table you have.
It's like those students who steal pub seats.
Yeah, but there's no reason that they should be associating with a bistro. I think they just called that because they happen to use those chairs.
They'd probably fit in, actually, quite, yeah. They could be quite original.
Yeah, I need to know.
Why didn't you just go into your bistro and say, look, where'd you get those chairs from? Give me the number.
That's a very good idea,
That'd be too sensible.
That'd be stupid. But then I probably won't find one then. Like I say, I'll look around for it, there won't be there.
Well, you just pick at your local bistro, make sure no one eats there for at least a year, then they have to close down and you can buy their chairs.
Well, that's the thing. Someone did they auction these things off.
Yes.
I think, is anybody doing a tea, by the way? Is there a tea run? Oh,
Yeah,
cheers, Eddie.
I'll
Brilliant. Should I do a bistro chair hotline?
Yeah, I think we should, yeah, we could do that.
Right, the criteria is I'm looking for wooden chairs that, look like that bistro. I think I am, anyway. Or any chair shop. I really ought to have the choice, haven't I, but it's got to be, like, down London way, really. Preferably east. So, I tell you what we'll do. We'll do a bistro chair hotline. Hotline, hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Am I on the radio?
Yes. Well, no, you were, I think is the correct term. Hello, Bistro Chair Hotline.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, hi.
Right, I just got a question for Ian. I wonder if you could answer me.
Stay there 1 second, don't go away. With you in a second. Let's go to this. Hello, Bistro Chair Hotline.
Hello, Ian.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, mate. Straight to Cabby again. About your chairs now, darling.
Yeah.
I care at Lakeside. They do some really good gear over there. Have a trip over there if you got a jam jar, yeah?
Do they?
Yeah, I care in Lakeside. I went over there and bought a nice...
Do you work for them or something?
Nah, of course I don't.
You sure, right? Hey.
Flat pack assembly.
Okie dokie. Good on you, right, Santa. Yeah, because all those big places do like a lot of that stuff. Let's Bistro Chair Hotline. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Pete.
Yeah.
Look, one place you'll get it is if you have a look in the hotel caterer. They always advertise chairs and everything in the backstage.
Good point.
Great idea.
Good point. Hotel caterer, you see. That's the place you want to be. Get the Hotel Catering magazine.
Good idea.
Yeah, okay, we're going to do some more of those in a second. If you're on hold, stay there. We've got all the other subjects still here too. Antiques, bad stunt doubles, jobs that you've seen the opposite sex do and you thought, I didn't look quite right. Jilted at the altar. Have you ever been beadled? Hoaxes, bistro chairs, whatever else you want to sling in. Remember that. 3 ways to get in touch. On the phone, 08700 40 50 60. You can fax us 0541 59 69 79. You can email icollins@talk-radio.co.uk, or you can go to the website, which is
voiceofthecommon.com.
Hey, it's too slick here.
I got
the fader up.
So that's the way you get in touch. We're also playing the game of Abalone here, the all-new game of skill that'll make your mind go bananas. Sarah, it's your go.
And I'm going to sumo wrestle you over there.
And I'm going to sumo wrestle you, you donkey, over there.
Has anyone got anyone yet?
No, but I'm about to knock her off.
Oh,
Rubbish.
great.
Hey, there's a thought. 08700 40 50 60. And coming up in just a second, it is the autobiography of the Voice of the Common Man, part 25. And then we're back on your calls. And remember, we've also got your faxes and your emails. Film detail coming up. So much happening. It is, to be quite frank, it's ludicrous in terms of radio. No radio show should have this much going on. But then again, I am Ian Collins, Voice of the Common Man, and therefore it's kind of like a moral, almost religious duty to deliver you a raving sack of savoury delights.
The autobiography of the voice of the common man. Welcome to Chapter 25. So having left the Isle of Man, I was Blackpool bound, and I didn't know what the place held for me or what I was going to do there. All I did know is that instinctively, and perhaps the first time I ever discovered my razor-sharp instinct as a human being, I kind of knew it was going to be good for me and the place was going to be okay. But upon arriving there, I had no work and I had no particular place to go. As the song says, I didn't know what I was going to do. I had a little bit of money in my pocket, but that was about it. It was the second time, probably, in my life that I had to go and sign on. I had no work, nothing to do. So I went to the Blackpool Job Centre and filled out the usual 10,000 forms and awaited to see what happened. Of course, before I could do that, I had to find some kind of fixed address. So I looked around. It was winter time and accommodation is slightly cheaper at that point because you haven't got all the tourists coming for the summer. I found a road called Levens Grove in Blackpool, and it was fine there, and it was a nice little room, but it was very, very lonely. And this is where I first learnt the art of good budgeting. Because I had nothing at all, and I didn't know when the heck this kind of benefit money was going to come through. I was there supposedly in Blackpool to follow the dream of the voice of the common man. This was my path. It was my fate. I was meant to go to Blackpool, and there I was living on 20 quid a week in a tiny little bedsit just outside the town. I thought, hey, I'll do it. And it was a very nifty kind of financial arrangement that I set up for myself here. Living on £4.65 a week for my food, I managed to eat every single day a full kind of equivalent of a roast meal. I had potatoes, I had veg. I bought myself a packet of cigarettes that lasted 3 days. I'd go out once a week and just have a couple of pints. Sure, it wasn't fantastic, but I got through because I knew I was meant to be there. Like any explorer, it would have been so easy to give up and just go home, back to mum and dad, where I knew food was plentiful and a nice warm bed was there before me. But no, I had to stay. I was compelled to stay in Blackpool, which is a stark contrast to something that happened years later, as you'll discover in Chapter 110. So there I was, just waiting around for something to happen. I knew it would, but I didn't quite know when, and I didn't quite know how. I'd listened to the radio quite a lot. There was a late-night phone-in on, a guy called Alan Bezic, who was absolutely superb. I loved the guy. I got kind of hooked on that, so I would listen late into the night, then I'd fall asleep, and I'd wake up late, so I didn't have to spend too much money. Then I'd spend the next few days mooching around the town thinking, what do I do? What do I do? I wasn't looking for jobs in newspapers. I wasn't looking for jobs by phoning folk up. I just knew that if I stayed there long enough, I'd be pulled in the right direction. And pulled I was, because from being in that dodgy bedsit in Levens Grove, with a packet of fags over a 3-day period and half a lamb chop to last me a week, suddenly my life turned around. The Blackpool experience was meant to be. Maybe it was a twist of fate. I don't know. But all I know is that the voice of the common man, Phase 7, was about to come into full operation, Blackpool style. Stand by for the next installment of the autobiography of the voice of the common man, Ian Collins. Sky News Centre. This is Talk Radio News.
One man's fight against the end of the pier show. Union boss Blas Blair and cricketer Marshall dead. Good morning, it's 3 o'clock. I'm Nick Hull. Hundreds of members of the House of Lords will find out their fate today. Elections are being held to see which ones retain their voting rights under the government's modernisation plans. But Tony Blair's believed to be ready to scrap the deal if they don't drop their opposition to his welfare reforms. But the Earl of Burford, who staged a noisy protest against the abolition of hereditary peers last week, says it's the start of a slippery slope to getting rid of the monarchy.
Of course you need change, but through evolution, not through revolution. And Blair, if you like, is chainsawing the oak of state. And that's wrong. And when it's gone, as I said in the Lords, this will be a wasteland.
With just a day to go before the constitutional referendum, polls suggest Australians will reject severing links with the British monarchy. The Republican movement needs a majority of votes and the support of 4 of the country's 6 states if it's to be successful. A leading trade union boss has launched a stinging attack on Tony Blair. John Edmonds, General Secretary of the GMB, says Mr. Blair's out of touch with working-class people and he'd prefer to have Chancellor Gordon Brown as Prime Minister. Mr. Edmonds also told a debating society at Cambridge University there'd be an outbreak of industrial militancy if Labour wins the next general election. The White House says President Clinton won't intervene in the stalled Northern Ireland peace process until he's asked to. Meanwhile, Ulster Unionist leader David Trimble in Washington for talks with government security officials says he's willing to help Republicans find a solution to the deadlock. Former West Indies cricketer Malcolm Marshall has lost his fight against cancer. The 41-year-old was regarded as one of the greatest fast bowlers of all time, taking 376 wickets in a playing career spanning 15 years. In the rest of Talk Radio Sport, in last night's UEFA Cup matches, Kaiserslautern did a Manchester United against Spurs, scoring twice in injury time to knock the London side out 2-1 overall. Celtic are also out, beaten 1-0 at home to Lyon, 2-0 overall. West Ham drew 0-0 with Steaua Bucharest, but also go out 2-0 on aggregate. Better news for Leeds and Newcastle. David O'Leary's side beat Lokomotiv 3-0 in Moscow, 7-1 overall. And the Magpies came from a goal down to beat FC Zurich 3-1, 5-2 over the 2 legs. Those are the top stories from the Sky News Centre. Talk Radio weather. Wet and windy across Britain with blustery wind and rain moving southeastwards overnight. The lows 5 Celsius, 41 Fahrenheit in Aberdeen, 10 Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit in Aberdare. Talk Radio News Time, it's 3 minutes past 3.
This is Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night.
Talk to the voice of the common man. You're straight through on the air, sir. What can we do for you?
Voice of the common man.
Never, ever have I shaved my parts. Ever. You really are an imbecile, aren't you?
Kajunga, Anoye Savaloy.
Have you missed me?
You been on the sauce again?
Look.
What?
I'm not an alky or a druggie. Listen, you don't
You can wipe your bits on a Prescott, blow your nose on a Blair. I ain't doing that bit.
Isn't that bizarre?
Creatures of the Night. What a bunch of bozos.
Hey, it's Bozo Alert, everybody. How you doing? Welcome along to a Freak of My Chicken Friday special with Ian Collins, voice of the common man. And chapter 26 of the biography, of course, the autobiography continues on Tuesday morning.
I can't wait.
Can't wait at all. OK, so Colonel Chucky Spankit faxes, and Colonel Chucky Spankit says, I say, 2 chaps down the pub. One says to the other, well, Stanley, you look somewhat down in the mouth. Anything wrong? Well, yes, Cecil. Indeed there is. Are you listening to this, guys? It's top gag coming up. Well, we hope it's... We haven't seen the... 2 chaps down the pub. One says to the other, well, Stanley, you look somewhat down in the mouth. Anything wrong? Well, yes, Cecil, indeed there is. Every time I sit down in the lounge, my bloody wife comes through from the kitchen and nags my bloody ears off.
Who?
She comes into the lounge from the kitchen and moans, asks Cecil. Yes, that's correct, replies Stanley. You know what the problem is, Stanley, don't you? No, Cecil, what's the problem? Her bloody chain's too long.
Yes.
I didn't get that one.
Well, you didn't get it. She comes out the kitchen. She's on a chain.
Oh, yeah.
She's a woman in the kitchen. It's a sexist gag, Pete.
It's the sort of thing you might see in that 70s comedians program.
Okay, well. No, I won't even bother.
Jeet makes a very good point. Thank you, Jeet, who's in Tottenham. Good old Tottenham, mate.
Tottenham!
In North London. He says, and it is a good point, actually. This is not a sick remark, but, like, you know the Millennium Bug? And everyone's worried about the computers and...
Yeah.
You know, well, he's asking the question, very seriously, where does that leave Stephen Hawking? Because, like, he's completely hooked up to one, isn't he?
Yeah. That's true.
So if anybody, like, if you're like...
and there's more, it's not just him, is it?
No, I mean, it's like, you know, anybody who's, like, reliant, you know, in that capacity, we'd be interested to know.
People's pacemakers would stop, wouldn't they?
Would they? I suppose they would. Well, no, they're not.
They're not directly computer led, are they?
Yeah. Please plug my site. We're not allowed to. We're not allowed to do that. Not allowed to plug sites anymore.
Can I just say it's very? I've got to. If I'm on national radio, right, and I'd kick myself if I didn't say this. Okay, I'm very, very, very sorry to hear about Malcolm Marshall because he was one of my childhood heroes, and I've just found out about the news, and I'm currently. I don't think I'm going to be able to carry on the show.
On a serious note, right, Pop Up Pete,
I'm
my
serious.
Mr. Punk Rock, was a massive cricket fan as well.
Yeah.
And
Strange boy.
I've got more than one dimension, everybody.
yeah, you have.
More than one level.
Got
He
one
was
and a
only
half.
about 45, wasn't he?
41.
41.
It's
That's ludicrous.
so terrible.
That's ridiculous. Thank you to Simon, who said our website's not working, but it is working, because we just went to it during the news. We just went and had a look. www.com.
Voice of the common man.
That's it. Is there a mad, crazy, silly messaging board on that website?
She said it's totally irrelevant to the show now.
I'm not going to, I think we should stop even bothering about it.
Fabulous Baker Boys say, pop up, oh pop up. What's your beef with female bus drivers, eh? My girlfriend's a bus driver. She's great at it and very feminine too. Not as you would imagine.
Yeah,
with
that's the thing, they're
tattoos
not
and
usually...
stubble.
That's it, yeah, they're not usually very feminine, are they?
All this coming from a guy who didn't know what a cat flap was until last week.
True enough.
So shut up, you prepubescent gob, or we'll come up to Talk Towers and shove a very crusty French stick straight up your proverbial see. They will as well. You'll be sneezing breadcrumbs for what? For a month. You horrible little fetus, you.
You're a sad man.
You and your curly blonde hair. You
You're
look
a
like
sad man.
little old Fauntleroy as a kid.
You're a sad man.
Hey, boys, don't have a go at women doing masculine jobs, or you'll get Sarah's hackles up.
Yes.
And she'll spank you into next week.
I'll get my hatchet out.
Please give Ambrose a kick for us, would you? The film slagging meanie.
Blimey.
I'm not a meanie.
But people shudder in this country when you come on.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Baker Boys should fax in, I don't know, some genre, and I'll give them a personal recommendation.
Yeah, what kind of stuff do you like, boys?
Yeah.
You fax us in.
Yeah,
Ambrose, the kind of genre that you like.
Personal.
Yeah.
Delia Smith, the movie.
That's right, yeah.
The Fabulous Baker Boys, the film.
The film, yeah, I was going to say, there's a film of that, isn't there?
Yeah. Michelle Pfeiffer and Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Very
Michelle
good.
Pfeiffer.
And which year was that, Ambrose?
1989.
Do you find Michelle Pfeiffer sexy?
Not at all.
Because nobody does it, I do.
Do you?
I did in that film, but not in there.
Dangerous Minds. No, I don't think she's sexy in Dangerous Minds.
Oh, it's crap.
A great movie. Great.
I thought it was twee.
Awful.
Yeah, it was a bit twee, but
twee.
she made it for me.
Did she?
Yeah.
Or film titles that would be suited to the baking fraternity. So you kind of replace a certain word and make it kind of twist it around.
Yeah.
But only on facts.
I've got a question.
What?
Totally unrelated to what we're talking about.
All right, can I just finish this bit before you ask?
Sorry.
That's all right. Silly old cow.
I'm doing a Pete.
So we got it. So you'd have things like the French stick connection, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You could have.
Come on, I've got to think of one. I can't think of one.
Pie hard. You know, that kind of.
That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving the gist here.
Super flan.
Super flan, yes, all right. That'll do for us. You could have, or spider flan for that matter, which is a similar play on the same theme, as you might have guessed. You could have,
Super flan 2.
Super flan. Have you got one, Sarah? Come on, your mind thinks in these kind of circles. Let's get a really clever one here.
Yeah. Back to the custard tart.
Sorry? Back to the custard tart. Right, I did this one, Simon. Did you ever ring me about 5 years ago on another radio station? Because we did one of these once before, right? And it was what was the theme? It was food, and how you could change song titles into food. And a guy rang up and he goes, "Got a great one for you, Ree, right? Get this right. It's a play on the old Paul Young song. Wherever I lay my pizza, that's my home." And he didn't get it. He didn't. We go, what? They go, well, you replace hat with pizza. What? But only on the fax.
Yeah.
Only on faxes, which is 0541 59 69 79. We're going to get, there's a real goodie in there, someone. There's a diamond one waiting to come out. Think of baking references.
The dough man.
Yeah, the pie who shagged me.
The pie who shagged, yeah, but it's another pie one, you know?
Yeah.
We want to get like a really kind of, you know, like if we can get meringue in there somewhere.
Or cherry.
Or,
yeah.
Yeah.
Eccles cake.
Yeah, any of those. Like, you could have the gingerbread man.
There is
replacing the gingerbread man. You know? That kind of does it itself, that one. But they can be quite funny. But obviously not on this occasion. But if you got some, anyway, Sarah has another point to make.
My unrelated question.
Point. Yeah.
Is anyone out there? No, it's not. Does anyone out there know what Mercury being in retrograde means? Because Mercury was in retrograde this week on Tuesday and Wednesday, apparently.
Yeah.
And everybody had a bad day.
We were saying this, like, not yesterday, but Wednesday was like a really, really... Do you remember when I come into work, Pete, and I said, I've had a really crap day. I felt really naff all day. And, like, Sarah said exactly the same thing.
I had a terrible day.
You weren't firing on all four cylinders on Wednesday,
No, it was a pretty bad day, yeah.
So, like, what's going on there?
Yeah, Wednesday for me wasn't very good either.
Was it not?
No.
Do you know what? I had a crap day on Wednesday.
Did you seriously?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
No, I had a
You're
good
making
day.
this up for radio purposes.
Had a great day.
But, like... Because I thought I was alone, and then I rang Sarah this morning for a bit of phone sex, and we were, as we do, you know, it's kind of like a Thursday thing, and we were talking away, weren't we? We just got to the shackles bit, and I just mentioned that I had a really bad day.
Tears, yes.
I had a really bad day. Even with in my new celebrity sauna that I go into, I had a bad time in the sauna.
Have you seen him again?
Yeah, I saw him on that very day.
Oh,
hello. Yeah, and anyway, so
this is doubtful.
yeah, it did a bit. It sounded too Scottish. It shouldn't have done. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. That's the deal here. We want to know what it means.
Yes.
Whether anybody else, like on Wednesday, had a really crap day. And not necessarily that you're, you know, kind of regularly predisposed to having crap days, but even if, in fact, better if you're not and had a bad day. But it's just odd that they did say that it's
Mercury in retrograde.
Yeah. I thought that was an effect then. So, yeah, we'll have some of that as well. And anything else you want to say, give us a call, 08700 40 50 60. Any other chair detail come through?
I haven't had a chance to get to them yet, mate.
Right, we're going to get to them, but it looks like the hotel and caterer make... No, if I'm going to look for hotel and caterer, who looks at a hotel and caterer to buy their own chairs? I'm going to look like a right dork. I'm going to look like I've got a restaurant in my house now. Well, it wasn't my idea.
I did say this at the start, and everybody looked at me like I was silly.
I had this girl come round today to stain my table. So we can't say that. Every person I spoke to, even my own mum, I spoke to her today, she goes, what are you doing? I said, I got someone downstairs staining my table. It's like... Everybody just laughs at the same, like, obvious gag. Can't a man have his table stained without laughter around him? I mean, what's going on there? And she said, I tell you what I'd look really good, but I think I'd better go around a few junk shops and just looking for 6 decent chairs, really. But I haven't got an eye for all that sort of detail.
Do you know what you should get? You should get a little bar in the corner with those bottles that hang upside down with the little things with optics.
No, no.
Yeah, well, those
Very stylish, wouldn't they?
Brilliant.
That'd be real
insane.
style run.
I love one of those.
Oh, just as I'm getting the place looking half all right, Eddie comes along, changing room correspondent.
Mr. Kitsch.
That'd be superb. A little bar in the corner.
Right, lines are open, all of that, whatever else you want to say. On the film titles out of food, we'll not food, baking.
Yeah, I bet all them. Yeah, facts only.
Facts only, all right.
If you're ringing up now,
We're going to come around to your house and break your kneecaps.
Put the phone
all right?
down now because we're not interested.
It's only on the facts. 0541 59 69 79. The phones are for the other stuff.
Introducing Sunraysia's Dan Presser, his mum Ruby, and his younger son Bram.
Why are you throwing that boomerang, Bram?
History has it that over 130 years ago, the MacArthur family from Devonshire, England, planted the first prune trees in Australia.
Careful with that boomerang, Bram.
That's the same family that founded Australia's wool industry.
Yes, it certainly is, and everyone knows the high quality of Australia's merino wool.
And it is said the MacArthurs developed the best prune trees in the whole wide world.
It's the descendants of these very same trees from which Sunraysia makes its prune juice.
Sunraysia prune juice is a good source of vitamin C and dietary fibre.
Sunraysia prune juice has no preservatives, no artificial flavours, and no sugar added either.
From Devonshire to Australia, and now back to Devonshire again, just in time for tea and scones.
Trust Sunraysia to take their prune juice to the UK, Dan.
You can now find Sunraysia prune juice in the fruit juice aisle of selected Safeway stores. 15 pence of your purchase price of Sunraysia 1 litre prune juice is donated to the Cancer Research Campaign.
Got a train to catch? There is a service on the internet that lets you buy train tickets the easy way. To anywhere in Britain. And we'll even deliver them to your door. So if you want to get on a train, get on www.thetrainline.com.
Remember what you heard.
He's got a blooming box here.
Is that right?
George Best's got a box.
Is that where you're sitting tonight?
Am I? Hell, I'm struggling to find a seat.
Remember what you heard. Remember where you heard it. Your station for sports news and views. Talk Radio.
Hundreds of thousands of Dalmatians. Hey, that's all right. That's all right.
That's a goodie.
Hey, are you getting them on the phone?
Yeah.
That's a
surprise.
We didn't expect that, did we?
No.
Oh, lots of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots of bad ones by any
Lots
chance.
of bad ones. We're also playing Abalone as well.
Yes.
Can we give it another go? Who's getting Sarah's go?
My turn to fiddle balls. Right, little move there.
Why did you do that? You went, well, you can do what you like, I suppose, can't you? This is a sneaky one. Thank you very much.
The tension is mounting.
The tension is mounting, yes. Go on, you'll go. What are you doing? You've got a plan up your sleeve here.
I have.
No, that's not fair. Oh, she's got one off. She's got the white one off. How did that work?
I
was fooled. I was fooled into that one.
Yes.
That's not fair. We'll listen more of that in a second. There is a website for it as well. This came around because we were sat in a cafe, me and Miff, about... Oh, crikey, a couple of months ago now, and we saw this big sign that said, play Abalone here, and we thought, what the heck's that? And you may remember we mentioned it on the radio, and somebody rang up from, like, the company and said, oh, we'll give you a game of it. So they bought in the game, and we never got around to playing it, and so tonight we've been playing it kind of all night, and it's sort of one of those games of, it's like a hexagonal board. It's not very big, hexagonal board with 14 marbles each side. One set of black, one set of white, and the idea is you kind of via certain moves that you're allowed to make, you try and have to knock 6 marbles of the opponents off. And if you can do it, you know, ba-bum. So there you go. And there is a website. Let me just read the website out, because you can play this online as well. It's www.abalone-online.com. And if you go there, I believe you can do it online. Thank you to whoever, a fish called Chips. No, but that's a food reference as opposed to a baking reference. You know what I'm saying? Paul in Greenwich says, song, ain't nothing like a hot dog, instead of a hound dog. But it's a food reference. Done by Meatloaf. Oh, that's not bad. Ian, for Sarah, I have a coin, a 1924 penny. The coin is a Commonwealth coin minted in this country. There was no coins minted of British pennies from 1922 to 1925. Is it worth anything? Says Bill in Tamworth.
Well, Bill, I suggest that you send it to me, and I'll tell you.
But we can't return it, all right? Craig in Briggs says, hello, can you tell me what phone number I should dial to get you if outside of this country, and if it's also the same as outside of Europe? It is. You just dial +44. You take off the O from the 0808700. I believe I'm right in saying this, so it's 44 8700 40 50 60. 44 8700 40 50 60. He's in Brig at the moment, but I mean, if he's obviously going somewhere, and when he does, he'll need that detail. Thank you, Ambrose. Sir Smedley Moonbags is back on the facts. Oi, how about this? Clint Eastwood in Play Bisto for me. That's all right. It's a bit foodie rather than baking.
Yeah, we need baking.
Mickey Rourke in Rhubarb Crumblefish. Bruce Lee in Fist of Puree. What should it be?
Fist of Fury.
All right, okay. Mel Gibson in Braveheart. That's a goodie. Hey, that's a... And the Thingamabob in The Island of Dr. Meringue. That's the one, which should be Dr. Morose, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Moreau.
Yeah, Marlon Brando.
Yeah, there's there's an original and a
That's right.
remake, isn't there? Yeah. Weird film. Anyway, thank you, Sir Smedley Moonbags.
Oh, if you have Meringue Brando as well, but it's not as good.
So there we are. And we enjoyed that. In fact, Sir Smedley Moonbags, I would say, is much better faxer than Colonel Chucky Spankit. Much better. Which is good, but we don't care. Right, 08700 40 50 60. You want to give us some money? That's fine as well.
This is the suggestion, right? And you don't need to take me up on this, but do you just want to do all those ones there?
Yes.
Will just be cake suggestions?
Right. Okay.
So, do you want to get rid of them now?
Hello.
Oh, that's TalkRadio.
Yes, sir.
You know that food thing that you're on about? I can't fact you anything because I'm at work. You know that food thing that you're on about?
Yes. You can't fax because you're at work.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Thank you very much. Okay, you can't fax.
Well, then that's bad news.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
I've got a song title for Ian.
Yeah, can you fax it through?
I can't, I'm on a mobile phone.
All right, cheers. Let's see, that's the point. That's the point. You can't take them by phone because it just clogs up our phones. That's such a shame.
I know. What can you do?
What can you do? What can you do? Who sang that?
You, just now.
There you go. No fooling. Urban Eddie. New Malden, it's Les, everybody. Hello, Les.
Hello.
Hello.
Ian.
Yeah, what
expanding on something you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
What about bad stunt doubles?
Yeah.
Well, what about poor continuity? I've got a great example of something. Unfortunately, I can't remember the name of the film.
Okay.
It's one of these kind of Jackie Chan kind of things.
Oh, yeah.
And they were chasing around the streets of Tokyo, smashing each other up in a car chase.
Yeah.
And suddenly, halfway through the sequence, the driver's shirt changed.
Just a totally different shirt.
Completely different shirt. And it was a video that we'd rented, so we could actually look back at it again and make absolutely sure, and his shirt changed.
How the hell does that happen? I'm sorry, you know, there are people paid a lot of money specifically just to do that.
Yeah, I mean, he had the shirt he had on to start with didn't have a frill on the front of it, and suddenly there was his shirt with a big frill down the front.
Do you reckon there's any possibility, Les, it's a big kind of double bluff, where they do it, you know, to kind of deliberately get people to talk about it?
They may well do. I'll tell you something else that annoys me, and they do it a lot in Australian soaps. Have you noticed where a conversation will start in one room.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the scene will change. They'll be somewhere else, and then the next line is a continuation of that conversation.
So they'll go from what?
So, for example, let's be sitting in an office and say, hey, did you see what Jim did today? And suddenly they'll cut to them walking down the road. He said, no, what did Jim do today?
Oh, I see, in order to kind of speed up time, I suppose.
Yeah, just to get from one place to another, or suddenly they'll be in a cafe and they're continuing the conversation they were just having in another location.
And the other annoying one, Les, is that in EastEnders and Coronation we still do this, and I can't believe nobody's attended to it. They never look at how much money they give to the barman, and the barman never looks at how much money they put in the till or takes out of it.
No, and they always want a pint, don't they?
Always want a pint.
A pint. Don't know what of, just a pint.
I'll have a pint, please, yeah. Oh, that's all right. Pint of water, that's what I say.
Yeah.
Good on you, Les.
Okay.
See you later. 08700 40 50 60. What else have we got here? Sarah, it's up to you now. You're on your own.
Bizarre job to have, really, being a continuity sort of person.
Yeah.
You kind of must have a heart attack every time in your daily life someone takes a sweater off or something, and it's like, no, put that back on.
But they mooch around. They mooch around with, a lot of stuff, like a lot of cameras and things, taking photographs of... I mean, I was once doing an extra job.
Yeah, I had that, actually.
Yeah, where...
They take Polaroids of you every morning.
That's right.
Yeah.
And also... I won't go into this as one I've told before, where it's an enormous continuity error, but I remember doing another job. It was on an underground station somewhere, and I had a cigarette, and I had to smoke a cigarette. And who was in it? Patricia Hodge was in it, the actress. And I remember that they had to keep coming up to me and making sure that the ash on the cigarette was going to be the same length, which was... And she said to me, have you got to keep smoking that thing? And the weird part about this particular job wasn't even going to be seen in film. It was actually going to be seen, it was actually a photograph that was going to be on somebody's sideboard in a film. So she had to be in it. So it would have made no difference at all.
Yeah.
But they're funny with that old lot. They don't go a bundle on that.
Yeah, I mean, I was one of about 40 extras in a particularly recurring scene in Gulliver's Travels, Jim Henson Productions.
Oh yeah.
And I had my hair set in ringlets.
Oh yeah.
And they had to keep stopping to to reset people's hair in the background and things like that. And you're just in the background, your backdrop, your wallpaper.
It's never going to really
Yeah, and they nearly had it was an incredibly hot day, and we were all given plastic bottles of water. And of course they couldn't really expect us to go off the set every time we wanted to have water. And there's lots of takes and everything, and we're filming for 12 hours, and they were having absolute fits because this is a period piece, and we had these plastic bottles of water, and everyone, there's almost every shot the director could spot one bottle of water that hadn't been tucked quite far enough away.
Bit of old Evian popping out of
exactly.
Gulliver's Travels.
Crevice, yes.
Yeah, Gulliver's Crevice, yeah. 08700 40 50 60, or fax us 0541 59 69 79. If you're hanging on the phone at this moment in time, do not, whatever you do, go away.
I understand, Lisa, that you had quite an experience today. Well, I was in the Vodafone store, that's where I work, and he came in. He was big, with black hair and a quiff and huge sideburns. He was wearing a white rhinestone suit. Oh, yeah, blue suede shoes. So what did he want? A mobile phone for his mum for Christmas. Do you think you'll ever see him again, Lisa? Well, only if he's not happy with the phone. With our money-back guarantee, you can return to sender.
For the all-star Christmas lineup with our money-back guarantee, buy direct from the #1 network at your local Vodafone store.
Call Time to Insure now on 0800 028 2221 and we'll beat our own best quote for motor insurance by £10. 0800 028 2221.
Fisherman's Blues, tomorrow morning from 6 on Talk Radio.
you mug that up?
I can, actually, yeah. I do wonder what the heck was going on there.
Oh, terrible. Terrible.
So you can't do the doorbell without the voice of the common man?
Well, yeah. I just thought I'd experiment.
Was it meant to be Boo Boo coming through the door?
Yeah.
All
But
right.
it turned out that Boo Boo
arrived before the door was open. Or anyone even asked him to come in. for that matter. Oh, well, there we go. Let's go over. It's Eilish, everybody. Eilish.
Hooray.
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 Good morning, Eilish.
Hello, good morning.
What have you got for us?
I just got the confirmation, Peter, I got, but I mean, I'd love to know what they're all saying. And I heard you last night, and you said something about somebody called in about me, and they wanted to book me for something or other, and I am available if they want to get my address and telephone. You know, you've got it all.
Right, we've got it all.
And, you know, I can do it. I'm available. I will do it.
Okay. If anybody calls in, we'll let them know.
Because I heard that person called in and you said something about exclusive to you, but I mean, I know I've been on your show and all that, but I mean, I am available. I can do the show for that person if he wants to call in.
We can release you from the contract for specials. There's no problem there at all. No problem at all. In fact, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, because I've had a few people around asking me, you know, what you're going to do next, and I said, well, for my agent, really, that I'm not really supposed to say anything, but I mean, I can tell you.
Yes.
I don't know when it's going to be, but I'm going to be doing a documentary on Channel 5.
Are you? Oh, about what? About you?
I don't know yet. I haven't had any details.
Right. So you don't know what it is?
No, it's because I'm on the top of the list on the special agent that I have.
Yes.
And I might be singing somewhere else before Christmas at some other place.
Yeah.
You have a special agent. Is that kind of an undercover thing?
And next Friday, I've had an invitation to go to the Covent Garden Church for a mass for the late bishop.
The late bishop?
Yeah, Cardinal Hume.
Oh, right. I thought you meant, like, you know, like couldn't turn up on time or something. But
No.
You're on about that bishop.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
he was a bishop before, and he's a cardinal now, and he was.
Well, he was, yeah. That's very sad. I liked old Basil Hume.
Yeah, he was very good, and I did
saw him
meet him a
once.
few times when he came down to our church to confirm some of the school children. And I went also to one Sunday when
What
they
did he
had
say?
the-
Yep, they're definitely school children.
And I went up from one Sunday to the anniversary mass for the Actors Equity Association.
All right, because you're equity, aren't you?
Well, not yet, but I hope to be.
All right, yeah.
I hope to be, you know, if I can, you know, grab enough money somehow. If I can.
Yeah, well, it's not that expensive, really.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'd like to go in a lot more things, you know, and actually, at the same time, I'd like to thank everybody for writing in about me. I'd love to know what they all say.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it, Eilish. We are sometimes at the beginning of a show we can't actually get the phone calls on air because the switchboards are so jammed. Wondering when you're coming on.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, the nation really panics when you get a sore throat. I mean, that's the main thing. We just get so many calls, you know.
Yeah.
Slightest cough in your voice, Eilish, you know. Just now you coughed, and Pete, how many calls did you get?
Loads.
Yeah.
We've been there constantly.
Your health is of national concern.
It is.
Oh dear.
Well, I think it is. I think, you know, the idea that, you know, if people pick up the idea that there might be something wrong, you know, they're obviously concerned they're not going to hear you sing. Which is fair enough.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody comes up. I'm sure Dame Kiri can cancel a concert, or Montserrat Caballé, or Dame Vera, you know, if they can sing, or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, if they had a severe cold or
Yeah, but
something.
you're bigger than all of those, Eilish.
Yeah, we had a call from Dame Kira just earlier, just sort of saying, you know, that she hoped that you didn't really have a sore throat.
Dame Kira called in earlier.
Don't bring yourself down to my level, you know.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But I mean-
It's easy. I mean, you know, everybody, you know, Frank LaBeouf's missus, she's a singer. She had a frog in her throat as well not so long ago.
But it happens to everybody, when you see, because your voice is constantly at large, and, you know, you're constantly voicing with people, talking to people, and go on and conclusive, and keep on the atmospheric atmosphere.
Yeah.
And, you know, during the cold weather, it touches your throat as well if you don't protect yourself.
Well, of course.
You see? So it happens to all the people who are vocalists.
Yes.
And I'm jolly sure that I even wrote again to this morning's programme,
Yeah.
and I'm jolly sure that I've been singing a lot longer than Martine McCutcheon or Charlotte Church.
Well, Charlotte
That's right,
Church
Charlotte
has only
Church
had
is only 13, isn't she?
Because Martine McCutcheon has only been singing since she left EastEnders.
Yeah, well, she was a singer before EastEnders.
Oh, was she? Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Well, even so, she's only about 22 or something, isn't she?
Mm.
I mean, you've been singing all your life.
I have, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sang my first solo at the age of 7.
Did you? What, can you remember what it was?
The Credo.
Oh, yeah.
From the Latin Mass up in when I used to be living in Hertfordshire many years ago. I
Beautiful.
Used to go to the Catholic Church up there.
Yeah.
I remember Lulu Bray and her family used to play the organ and sing in the choir, and I was the only youngest one there.
Really? So the singing's been kind of in the blood almost from the word go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful. It's a lovely story. I know you've got a... I mean, we still want to do that documentary on you here, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, whenever... And, oh, yeah, there's a letter in the post from Miss.
Okay.
About my video...
Tape.
My tape.
Yeah, I hope he's still got that. I wonder if he'd made copies of it and was selling it, you know?
Yeah, well, I don't mind if whatever he does with it, as long as I get it back, because that person that I promised still wants it. And that's the only one I've got of me singing, You Never Walk Alone, because I don't have a recording piece of music or equipment here.
Yes, yes.
You see, and I can't really, at the moment in time, I can't afford to do it in a studio because it's cost me too much.
That's right, they're quite expensive
I think
places.
I know somebody, but I don't know how much, that she's a friend of mine. I don't know whether she'll charge me anything because she's a great friend. And, oh yes, the cabaret, we've stopped for a little while up in Leicester Square, and we're going to a probably new venue after Christmas.
Oh, beautiful. And are you doing pantomime this year?
I'd love to.
All right.
I'd love to. I haven't been approached, but I mean, I'd love to sing in other places if it was at all possible.
If you could do a pantomime, what would you do? Which one in particular?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. I'd like to be, in Cinderella-like and sing something in a Cinderella or a pantomime or something.
I think you'd be good in Cinderella. I can't quite think of what part you might take. But, yeah, I think you'd be good.
Perhaps the reason you got all those letters is because I suppose all the nation saw my photograph in the stage newspaper.
Yeah, it could be that, actually.
Yeah.
Could be that. Yeah.
You should try to get a sort of bit part on that documentary series BBC One does, Paddington Green, because there's a beautiful lady very much like yourself on there who's got a recording contract playing the piano, I think, or is trying to get one.
Yeah.
It's always an idea.
Yeah, well, I'm in negotiation with writing to lots of other companies as well. But I mean, I have to get. And I've written to
kind of
lots
one-way
people,
negotiations
but
at the minute.
some people I write to and I don't get a reply. Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
And then when they want quoted some sort of a fee, I can't always come up with the money because being unemployed is not very encourageable at the moment.
I think you find they're supposed to pay you, to sing, as opposed to you pay them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what you got to watch. There's a lot of sharks out there.
And lots of people have asked me in shops to sing as well. And I sang.
What, like the manager at about 5:30?
Would you believe I was asked a couple of times in the job centre?
Really? In the job centre?
Yeah. Yeah, I did a few times. But I mean, I said the last time I said, look, I said, I'm not going to sing anymore if you ask me. I said, because I said, if you want me to sing, you have to pay me. And that shook and that made him stop.
The trouble is, there's not a lot of cash going around in the old job centre, is it? I mean, it's not you. I think, due to the kind of audience that you've got there, it's you might find that people aren't kind of trumping up the...
But, yeah, I bet those people all rushed out and found jobs there.
I bet they did, yeah.
Yeah, and then I sang then I was asked to sing in the supermarket near where I live there a couple of times, and I did...
That's who you should write to, David Blunkett.
What about David Blunkett?
Well, he's the Employment and Education Secretary.
Oh, is he? Yeah,
If he can get
right.
you on the job centre circuit, you could be an incentive to other people.
Well, there's lots of things I can do, but preferably, I'd want to sing and sort of further my career.
Yeah.
That's what I would prefer to do.
So there's a lot of cabaret venues, in some of the big cities, but a lot of them are kind of, topless bars and that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't like that.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have to do that,
No.
but, you know, other people do. You
no,
could be the
but I
cab
mean,
rider.
I'd like to travel around, you know, if I had that opportunity, but I mean, I don't have that much money to spare at the moment.
No.
You know, I'm trying to get my small bank loan paid off.
Well, yeah, that's always a bind, isn't it?
I'd join a bigger bank.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't got much more to pay off, and my photographs as well.
Yeah.
I've got to finish paying that off
Yeah.
as well.
Well, I hope
So
you do.
I'm sort of plodding on, sort of thing.
Yeah, well, that's all right. You're doing okay. You'd be good in Peter Pan, actually.
I'd love to do something.
That's always a good pantomime. Either as the lead role or, I don't know, you know, Hook. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it would be great. I would like to do something.
Because with that Peter Pan thing, in the Pan, they fly you around the theatre, you know, on a big wire.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
So that'd be be quite a good one. Yeah. Well, listen. Anyway, stay there, Eilish. Don't go away. I'm going to put you back to Pete. Hopefully, Eilish is going to sing for us in a second because the nation are asking. I think it's important.
Have a bit of whiskey for your throat in the meantime.
Yeah,
it always helps.
Lubricate yourself up there, Eilish, like a good one. That's what we say. Thank you to Bobo, who suggests as a film title, Debbie Does Donuts, which of course is a play on the film Debbie Does Dallas. And I was saying, I don't know, is there really a porno film called Debbie Does Dallas?
Boys, we're looking at you.
Yeah. Is there really one called that? Or is it just like an urban myth?
Ambrose says there is.
Is there one?
Yeah.
There is?
70s number.
Okay, well, the only reason I said that was to say to Sarah during the last break. You know, now, I wonder if you know this, Pete.
Yeah,
You'll
what?
probably know that. Ambrose will know it. I don't know if Eddie will or not. It's one of the American films.
Yeah, go on.
Don't say anything.
Okay.
Phone numbers. Do you know what the phone number is always in an American film?
No.
Any film in America.
Is... Oh,
It
yeah,
always
which I
starts...
do.
Go on, Ambrose.
I thought you were about to say 911.
No. But you know the answer to that?
What do you mean?
It's always 555.
Is it?
Why is that? Did you not know that either?
I did not know that.
You are a film critic. Every film in America, if they give out a phone number, if you go on a payphone, always 555. Always starts with 555.
Why is that?
Because there's no such code as 555 in the States.
Ah.
So they use it as a kind of a general thing. So in fact, it's now, you know, reserved just for films. Every film, I mean, there's no diversity in that. Doesn't matter what it is, what era, what age, what genre. It's always like, what's the code for like New York? Or Washington, 0225 or something like that. Well, whatever it is. And then it's 555 10629. Always 555.
Oh, I never realised that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know the Equalizer, the TV series with Edward Woodward, it would start with his phone number.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that would ring it.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And what are you expecting him to call?
Oh, yeah, always 555. Doesn't matter whether you see it written down, whether somebody verbally says it, whether it's, you know, on a poster, wherever it happens to be, always 555.
That's a great piece of film trivia. God.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. And if somebody can put me, you know, tell me there's an exception to that somewhere. But I wondered whether, like, Debbie Does Dallas was kind of used in the same way, that it's sort of the universal fictitious porn film that never existed, really.
I think it was like like the famous porno film in the 70s, Deep Throat. There's lots of variations.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of variations on it.
So, yes. Yeah. So what was the plot to Debbie Does Dallas?
Like your average, you know.
Yeah, what was the plot to Deep Throat? That's what I'd like to know. Yeah, did you see the uncut version?
No.
Hey. 08700 40 50 60. Bella, so we've got Dave coming on, Gordon's there as well, and of course, Eilish will sing for the nation.
Here's Sunraysia's Grandma Ruby with a poem about Sunraysia prune juice she wrote all by herself.
I've never been to London, and I've never been to Scone. In fact, I've never crossed the street or been far away from home. But when my big son Danny said, across the sea we'll go with Sunraysia prune juice, he'll put on quite a show. You'll see my Aussie family, Dan and his younger son called Bram, will be bringing Sunraysia prune juice to the UK by the dram. So if you've never tasted prune juice, why not put Aussie Sunraysia to the test? And I'm sure you'll agree with Granny, with Sunraysia's taste, you'll be impressed.
Now you can help Sunraysia raise £250,000 for the Cancer Research Campaign. Look for the new logo of the Cancer Research Campaign on every bottle of Sunraysia prune juice. 15 pence of your purchase price of Sunraysia 1 litre prune juice is donated to the Cancer Research Campaign to support their vital cancer research and education. Sunraysia is now available from selected Sainsbury's stores.
Just
Jungle.com, the best place to buy computer products online. Visit Jungle.com, the UK's biggest online computer superstore.
2 champions, 3 world titles. The final confrontation of the millennium.
Get by your radio.
2 men will enter, and only one will leave. The ultimate showdown for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Lennox Lewis believes he's already beaten Evander Holyfield in their last fight. Now he must do it all over again, and this time in the heat of the Nevada desert.
Holyfield and Lennox Lewis.
Live and exclusive blow-by-blow coverage direct from the Las Vegas ringside.
Victory is ours for the radio.
Take your seat on Saturday the 13th of November from 9 p.m. and on through the night.
You will put yourself right in this.
Only on Talk Radio.
Woody Woodpecker?
Yeah, that was right. Yeah, Woody Woodpecker.
Have you seen that thing?
No, never.
The most boring damn cartoon ever.
Yeah, is it rubbish?
Oh, it is a woodpecker.
It doesn't do anything, it just pecks wood.
Pecks wood. Surprising.
Oh, yeah,
Stupid thing. Should be shot. Okay, right, we've got some more coming up. This one comes from Mark in Devon, who says, Star Trek's is fat used in baking, apparently. So it's Star Trek's.
Oh, yeah.
Or Full Metal Jacket Potato.
Hey.
But it's not bacon, is it? It's not. I mean, it's a food one. As a food one, it's a 10 out of 10. But it ain't baking.
No.
So it ain't clever.
Well, is it? It's not really even strictly one because it's not replacing a word for a word, is it? Really?
No, but you can add it on.
It's changing the whole emphasis of the title.
Yeah, but that's all right. You're allowed to do that.
Are you?
Yeah, you are allowed to do that. You can add on the end. The best one I ever heard was farmyard references in films, and a guy called up with Fatal Attractor, which I just thought was the business. And there was a chicken one somewhere. I can't remember what it was. Thank you to Darren Roundtree, who's not Darren Roundtree, who sent a photograph of, I guess it's him and a babe, possibly his other half.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Nice photograph. Don't go away, Gordon. You old jester. Let's just go here for a second to Dave, who's in Liverpool. Hello, Dave.
A very good morning to you, Ian, and the rest of the creatures.
Are you doing all right, sir?
Very well, thanks. Nice to talk to you again. You were talking about doubles in films.
Yeah.
One of the worst ones has got to be the double for Arnie in Terminator 2 on the bike scenes.
On the bike scenes?
Oh,
yeah. Is it a really obvious bad one?
It's obvious, as in you can tell it's just been like a mass painted onto the fella's face. It's that bad.
So it's just simply not Arnie, and that disappoints me, because, I thought that old tough guy was capable of those things.
Well, yeah, but we know he isn't.
Yeah, we know really he's not.
Yeah, he's just a softy heart. But I was ringing up about another film where you were saying about certain bits that basically you shouldn't see in the film.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal, supposed to be the hard man of the USA, America's answer to Jackie Chan. Mark for Death is a film he was in. One scene he's taken 2 fellas on, pushes this fella's head straight through this panel, the fella's head comes off. And if he's not a white man with boot polish on his face for stars, that's bad enough. You think that's bad? A car scene. He knocks a car out with this 4-wheel Jeep. The car goes into the window. Well, that's good enough. You slow the film down enough, you see the ramp this way up. But the corker has got to be where he kills the main character with a sword. Chops his head off. And this is a real bad, and it's just so obvious. You see a fella holds a dummy with a pole shoved up its backside when he takes the head off and drops it down.
Really?
Oh, really?
My
Get the
love.
film out and look.
What's going on there?
And, this is the main man, the main American man.
That's ludicrous.
Really good stuff. Just get the film out to watch it.
I'm going to have to do that. I've got to do it now.
and you will see all them bits, especially the fella with the pole up the dummies, you know, what's it?
Yeah.
It brings tears to even, well, any ventriloquist.
I would imagine it would do. Good on you,
All right,
Dave.
Dave.
See you later. Turn up 08700 40 50 60. A lot of stuff going on here. It's a busy, busy night. It's so busy we can't believe it. Right, let's get to Gordon, who's in Hemel, and here he is. Gordon.
Hello, you old common sense revolutionary, you, Colin.
How you doing? All right.
Not too bad, mate.
Good. Where you been for the last, 2 months?
Oh, I've been cottaging with Lee.
As always.
Well, some bloke with a cock on his shirt, you know.
It's a Tottenham gag, everybody. Don't get worried out there.
I was just I don't the Eilish thing, you know, about the going around, sort of singing around the.
She's coming on in a moment.
Oh, but I think that'd be great, you know.
Wouldn't it?
I think also she'd do well. A revolutionary idea of a sort of like doing a duet with somebody playing a musical saw would be really effective, you know.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I think around the Labour Exchange would be great, you know?
Yeah.
You know, because it really would show what people can do, you know, make them go to work and, you know, what can happen with, you know, if you put your mind to it. But I think, you know, like a Creatures Roadshow, when you get your book going, Ian, you can have a Creatures Roadshow where a television thing where, in actual fact, you sort of start off the beginning of the episode with a few of your callers and then you go and visit them, you know, in the second half and, you know, go searching for Roger in Bristol and asking people in the street, you know.
I think there's a market for that, you know.
And then you go, yeah, exactly. And you go around, you say, you know, you find a few sort of like things like, you know, Powder Puff, and you say you visit his house, you know. We're going around the back door now of Powder Puff's house, and, you know, and I'm shouting through Mrs. Madd's letterbox. You could, you know, there's a whole, you know, you could take your main...
There is, you're absolutely right. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, this show lends itself to, you know, to all of that.
Yeah, you know...
If William Hay can go around on an old bus, I'm sure we can do it.
They can't find a bus, though, can they?
No, that's it. Isn't that hilarious? Did you see this story?
No, I didn't.
Well, the problem is he's going around there on this anti-European ticket, and they can't find a bus. There's no British company that makes lorries, so they can't go around in a Renault bus or lorry because it defeats the entire object. So they've got a choice of using one about 25 years old or something, Gordon, haven't they?
Oh, is that? And they think Thatcher's going to drive it, don't they?
That's right.
Well,
but that was Tony Blair's remark, wasn't it? Which was probably the best thing Blair said in his life, I think.
No, we've got different views on this. I'm a great Blairist, though, you know.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Well, you're just an old right-winger, aren't you, like him?
No.
What you like?
No, don't be now.
What
Just because you're
like?
a conservative, just because you're a conservative with a small C.
Did you call me one of those?
but women who do jobs here, that you know, like, I always think the thing is in France when you go to the Louvre and you suddenly find a woman sweeping up around your feet, you know?
The Louvre or the Louvre?
The Louvre,
right.
you know?
Yes.
You know, it's a nasty shock when the first time it happens you see somebody sort of like sniffing around the next sort of like...
I'll tell you what, the TalkRadio toilets are a bit like that, Gordon. You're in there and this, you know, woman comes mooching in like in the morning and with a mop and...
You're probably safer than you are with the other men in there, aren't you?
Yeah, I tell you what, you're not wrong there.
Look, just a quick thing about sort of standings and doubles, which leads me on to another sort of thing, because actually I once met this Telly Savalas' double, who was a right pain, you know, because I was actually married to probably one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen, my first wife, you know? And it's actual fact, it's quite interesting to realise what it's like to be married to a really beautiful woman, you know? It's such a pain. You know, all your mates are always coming around your house and chatting you up. You go out and cars pull up and, you know?
Yeah.
And all, you know, sort of film directors used to try and sort of book her in films. And I, you know, one of the things, I went into this bar in Spain once and it was Telly Savalas' double. He said, started trying to pull her, you know? And it was like, you know, really in the end, you've actually got to almost fight somebody to keep them away, you know? So everybody has this, you know, vision of marrying a really beautiful woman.
But it's a pain, Gordon, isn't it?
It is actually.
Poor old soul.
I know. Don't know how I put up with it, you know?
It must have been terrible.
It was awful. It was awful. The pain, you know, the people laughing, you know, at you as you walked along. Look, saw that fool there with that, you know, early look-alike, you know?
It's an outrage.
Okay, mate.
Good on you, Gordon.
Look after yourself.
See you later. Shut up. There is Gordon in Hemel. Been calling us for about 4.5 years. You know, every couple of months gives us a bell. So who's anyone on the tea run? Is he all round, Ambrose?
I think Ambrose.
Yeah. Is it? Oh, I'd be brilliant. I bet you can't do it in 4 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
We've got a
challenge
clock
there
here
now.
and...
Go. Eilish is coming on in a second. We're also playing Abalone. Can we drop a blue mic there, Eddie? Just so we can, because is it my move?
Yes, it is.
Right, okay, we're playing Abalone this game. I can't do that, can I? 1 on 3.
No.
So all I can do is that.
Bad move.
Oh, how the heck did you do that? You got 2 of my balls down. That's outrageous. Get him out there, look.
Doesn't know which planet he's on today, does he?
Very effeminate old Pete these days.
Yes,
you noticed that?
I've noticed
I
that,
think he's on the
actually.
turn,
I
actually.
think he is.
Right, I'll go there then. Yeah, that's mucked you up.
Not really.
This is one of those games of skill where
you lose, yes?
Where I lose and Sarah wins. But the idea is kind of, to try and sort of outwit your opponent and foresee what they might do, not just on the next move, but on the next kind of few moves.
It's a strategy game.
It is a strategy game, and I'm sure that the more you play it, the more kind of moves you can imagine ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Who's winning? Is anyone winning?
Sarah is winning. She's got 2 of my balls down at the moment.
See, can you tell? Because when can you tell when people tell you you're playing chess, people can always say who's winning. Is it like that? You can't tell who's winning.
Yeah, you can't ever tell,
So what's the score?
Sarah's got 2 of mine down.
Oh, Sarah's winning then, no?
Yes. As opposed to me, who's losing. But then again, I'm in a different position to Sarah. There you go.
Yeah,
go on. Go on. Now you can't do that, can you?
No.
But I can do that. No, I can't.
No.
There you go. That's mucked you up good and proper, isn't it? We're playing the game of Abalone. We'll continue doing it during the news. This fascinated us because we saw somebody playing it in a cafe, and we thought we've got to give it a go, and so we're playing it on the air. It's like Monopoly with brains. There's nothing like Monopoly.
Nothing like Monopoly.
It's like
I don't know why I said that at all.
Cross between Othello and chess.
Othello and chess.
With a bit of sumo wrestling dipped in.
With a little bit of that, absolutely.
What were you saying about me being effeminate?
Yeah, you are very much, lady. I mean, it's just the way you walk and the way you conduct yourself.
And the lipstick.
What's up with you? What are you talking about?
It's just
drop that in there so nonchalantly.
I know, it's no
questioning my sexuality.
I wanted to say it to you, Pete, and I didn't know how to say it, and I thought the airwaves was the best way for you to kind of come clean with your new found girliness.
You're concerning me now.
That's all right. We'll just call you, I don't know,
Petra.
Petula. Pop-up Petula. Right, 08700 40 50 60. Don't go away, Billy. And ladies and gentlemen, by special request, after the news, Eilish sings.
This broadcast is ozone friendly. In radio stations, you're sitting in front of a live mic. When you speak, thousands of people hear your voice. It penetrates their minds.
On the hour, every hour. From the Sky News Centre, this is Talk Radio News.
Britain bids to get beef back on the menu. One man's fight against the end of the Pier show, and 2 through in UEFA Cup. Good morning, it's 4 o'clock. I'm Nick Hull. Civil servants from Britain and France meet in Brussels later for fresh talks on British beef. Downing Street's refusing to comment on reports Tony Blair might ask his French counterpart, Lionel Jospin, to lift the import ban when they meet at the Rugby World Cup final tomorrow. Hundreds of members of the House of Lords will find out their fate today. Elections are being held to see which ones retain their voting rights under the government's modernisation plans. But Tony Blair's believed to be ready to scrap the deal if they don't drop their opposition to his welfare reforms. The Earl of Burford, who staged a noisy protest against the abolition of hereditary peers last week, says it's the start of a slippery slope to getting rid of the monarchy.
Of course you need change, but through evolution, not through revolution. And Blair, is, if you like, is chainsawing the oak of state. And that's wrong. And when it's gone, as I said in the Lords, this will be a wasteland.
Millions of homeowners will find out later if mortgage rates will rise after yesterday's hike in the base interest rate. Meanwhile, a new survey shows high street competition has forced prices down over the past 12 months. Former West Indies cricketer Malcolm Marshall has lost his fight against cancer. The 41-year-old was regarded as one of the greatest fast bowlers of all time, taking 376 wickets in a playing career spanning 15 years. Talk Radio Sport in last night's UEFA Cup matches. Kaiserslautern did at Manchester United against Spurs, scoring twice in injury time to knock the London side out 2-1 overall. Celtic are also out, beaten 1-0 at home to Lyon, 2-0 overall. West Ham drew 0-0 with Steaua Bucharest, but also go out 2-0 on aggregate. Better news for Leeds and Newcastle, though. David O'Leary's side beat Lokomotiv 3-0 in Moscow, 7-1 on aggregate. And the Magpies came from a goal down to beat FC Zurich 3-1, 5-2 over the two legs. Those are the top stories from the Sky News Centre. Talk Radio weather. Wet and windy across Britain with blustery wind and rain moving southeastwards overnight. Becoming brighter during the day, but the chance of more rain or showers almost everywhere. The highs 13 Celsius, 55 Fahrenheit in Cardiff. Talk Radio News Time, it's 2 minutes past 4.
Voice of the common man. Voice of the common man. I am known to the British nation as Ian Tell It Like It Is Collins. It's a bad, bad trust.
Your research is kind of weird, isn't it?
I can't confirm or deny that.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Isn't that bizarre?
You silly man.
Then never mind. Try again another day. Where are we going?
Voice of the common man. Voice of the common man. Voice of the common man.
Ian Collins et les créatures de la nuit.
Are you ready for this?
Hello.
Hello.
I signed up to complain.
Go on, what's up?
Apparently I'm a muppet. You've had some really funny people on, haven't you?
Yeah, you get the sort of, you get a bit of all sorts.
Bit of everything. I mean, Kate, what? Oh, nice girls on planet, eh? The height of your joy can only be experienced because of the depth of your pain.
As I'm sure you're aware, to a lot of us out here, you're a bit of a kind of role model stroke God type figure.
What's going to happen if I mention a Willie?
Are you so cool? Must have a bloody good conversation with you. And I wouldn't swear at all.
No, I didn't imagine you would.
I wouldn't, sir. I wouldn't.
You saucy old devil, you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going all red at this end.
Which end?
Through the night, through the night, through the night with Ian Collins. Only on Talk Radio.
A bunch of stuff going off, including, of course, we've got loads and loads of, Karen says, just went to the Abalone website. It's really excellent with cute little sumo wrestlers jumping up and down.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, here's a film suggestion. Whoopi Goldberg in Jumping Flapjack Flash. That's a goodie. Hey. Speak to you soon, says Karen. Will we? Will we speak to Karen soon? Hopefully.
Karen from where?
Karen Kodish. We don't know where. P.S. Sarah, love the work you do on Pet Rescue.
Oh.
There you go. Killing animals.
Never let Sarah onto that hospital program on BBC One. No one left.
That's right. Daniel, yeah, you're kind of like the sort of antidote to Rolf Harris, aren't you? He makes them better.
Even more worryingly, my next project's probably going to be airline.
Yes, exactly. Okay, says Daniel, some baking films for you. The Italian Cob. Cool. Was it baking?
Cob? What's it called? Like a corn?
Yeah,
That's not baking then, is it? Can't let that one in.
Boo! Woo!
Yeast is Yeast, from the new film East is East.
That's quite good.
Snow White and the Cinnamon Dwarfs. Well, it's all right.
And the Leven Dwarfs would be better.
Yeah.
Leven.
Yeah. Saving Private Rye Bread. And the Blair Witch Pasty. We've got a better one of those somewhere, haven't we?
have.
We coming up. And to top it off, another of my patented crap jokes. A man takes the day off work and decides to go out golfing. He's on the second hole when he notices a frog sitting next to the green. He thinks nothing of it and is about to shoot when he hears ribbit 9-iron. The man looks around and doesn't see anyone. Again he hears ribbit 9-iron. He looks at the frog and decides to prove the frog wrong. Puts the club away and grabs a 9-iron. Sorry, I don't even get that.
I get it.
I don't.
Eddie, why don't you tell that one that you told us before the show?
Which one was that?
That was a joke. You don't.
No, I'm not saying that one.
Which one was it about?
It was about the no, I can't even tell what it's about.
Tenuous.
Yeah.
Go on, what?
It was about... No, I can't think of a word that's not...
Write it on the screen there. Just write it on the screen. Roughly what was it about? I'm just trying to remember it. Oh, that one, yeah, we can't, yeah.
Wouldn't that be a great radio gag? Oh, yeah.
Hang on, the joke isn't finished, that's why.
Ah, no wonder.
So here's this frog go, ribbit 9-iron. The man looks around, doesn't see anyone. Again he hears ribbit 9-iron. He looks at the frog and decides to prove the frog wrong, puts the club away and grabs a 9-iron. Boom! He hits it 10 inches from the cup. He is shocked. He says to the frog, "Wow, that's amazing. You must be a lucky frog, eh?" The frog replies, "Ribbit, lucky frog." The man decides to take the frog with him to the next hole. "What do you think, frog?" The man says. "Ribbit 3 wood." The frog says. The guy takes out a 3 wood and boom, hole in one. The man is befuddled and doesn't know what to say. By the end of the day, the man golfed the best game of golf in his life and said to the frog, "Okay, where to next?" The frog says, "Ribbit, Las Vegas." They go to... It's great telling it, even if it's going to be a crap ending. They go to Las Vegas. I think I've heard this actually somewhere on the line. They go to Las Vegas, and the guy says, "Okay, frog, now what?" The frog says, "Ribbit roulette." Upon approaching the roulette table, the man says, "What do you think I should bet?" The frog says, "Ribbit, $3,000, black 6. Now this is a 1,000,000 to 1 shot to win. But after the golf game, the man figures, what the heck? Boom. Tons of cash come sliding back across the table. The man takes his winnings and buys the best room in the hotel. He sits the frog down and says, "Frog, I don't know how to repay you. You've won me all this money, and I am forever grateful." The frog replies, "Ribbit, kiss me." He figures, why not? Since after all the frog did for him, he deserves it. With a kiss, the frog turns into a gorgeous girl. And that, Your Honour, is how the girl ended up in my room. So help me God, or my name is not William Clinton. What a crap gag.
I should have read the end first.
Yeah, it had potential and
It sounded great up until the last bit.
But it's not even a joke.
No, it's not. It's
But there is a gag about that happening, going to Las Vegas and winning and... This, do you know what this guy, right? He's a multi-millionaire.
Oh, yeah.
And so, this man says to him, "How did you become a multi-millionaire?" And he says, "Well," he says, "years ago I was unemployed, and I decided I had to kind of do something, and I thought, you know, sort of free enterprise is the way forward." He said, so, he said, I was having some time off work. He said, I built a shed in my back garden. And the guy next door said, "Well, you know, could you build me a shed just like that?" He said, "Yeah, I could do." He said, "No problem." So he built him a shed next door, and he, like, paid him for doing it. And he was really, really, you know, happy with the shed. And then somebody over the road said, "Oh, could you build me a shed as well?"
Yeah.
So, and it was a bigger shed, and he made a bit more money. And he said this kind of went on, and it was amazing. And this millionaire's telling the story about how he kind of doubled up, you know, and he said, "I built another shed, and then I built another shed down the road, and another shed." He said, "And then 3 weeks later, I won the lottery, and I thought, the sheds." And that's the gag. Oh, well. Do you know that's my absolute best joke of all time? Next to the one I told last week that you didn't laugh at either. This one comes from Palm, who says, nobody reads any of my emails, so please read this out. A guy walks... It's another gag. A guy walks into a sex shop with 50p. He walks up to the counter and says, what could he get for 50p? The woman directs... They all sound funny, but they never are, you know? No. The woman directs him to behind a door. A door behind her. Inside the... no, I'm going to read this first because it involves a chicken and I'm really nervous.
I know this one. It's quite funny.
Yeah? Is it really bad?
Is it all right? It's not... the version I know is...
No, you can't do this one. The funny day, he wasn't... Yeah, it's all of that. There's all of that.
It is a bit...
Did not offer... yeah.
Do you know the one about the chicken going to library?
I thought he was going to say, yeah, it was all right, but next time can you take it out of the freezer or something? Which would have been a better gag. The book, yeah.
Yeah, book.
Yeah, and the frog.
Read it.
Yeah.
That's so bad it's funny.
Yeah, it is so bad it's funny. Anyway, right, so we've got a bunch of stuff going on. We're playing Abalone here in the... It's your go, Sarah.
It is.
Go on. Well, that's a bit damn sneaky.
It is. You're...
I'm stuck there, aren't I?
Stuck.
Can I bring that one back into play that you knocked off?
No.
It's 2-0 to Sarah.
Manion's about to lose another ball.
Yeah, I am actually. Go on. I'm stuck.
Is it checkmate? Is he winning 3-0?
3-0.
There it goes. It's 3-0, everybody, to Sarah.
Oh, God.
It's 3-0. And have we got to do a what's it? Do we have to?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, right, because Eilish sings for the nation after this.
Now, all the way from Australia, and the Sunraysia Natural Beverage Company, here's Grandma Ruby.
They seek him here, they seek him there, grocery shoppers seek him everywhere. No one knows from whence he came, no one dares to say his name. But when their lips begin to pucker, everyone shouts the prune pit plucker. The prune pit plucker and his little elves are putting Sunraysia prune juice on grocers' shelves. So when you are ready for prune juice to buy, why not give Sunraysia a try?
A 250ml serving of Sunraysia prune juice is an excellent source of the antioxidant vitamin C and dietary fibre. Now you can help Sunraysia raise £250,000 for the Cancer Research Campaign. Look for the new logo of the Cancer Research Campaign on every bottle of Sunraysia prune juice. 15 pence of your purchase price of Sunraysia 1 litre prune juice is donated to the Cancer Research Campaign to support their vital cancer research and education. Sunraysia is now available from selected Sainsbury's stores.
Jungle.com, the best place to buy computer products online. Not only are our prices driving competitors nuts, but we also tell you more about the products you need. Visit Jungle.com.
Talk at the Test match cricket on Talk Radio.
I'm Nasser Hussain. Don't miss ball-by-ball coverage of the Test series against South Africa, only on Talk Radio.
Can the dream team of Fletcher and Hussain reverse England's ailing fortunes on the wicket? Join your commentary team of Jeff Boycott, Bob Woolmer, Chris Cowdrey, Jack Bannister and Mark Nicholas for every ball, every wicket, every six and every catch of England's tour of South Africa this winter. It's exclusive and it's live, and it all starts with the first test on the 25th of November from Johannesburg, only on Talk Radio, your station for sport, news and views.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums. Bam! To you, these days are happy days. Black, gray sky, hello blue. There's nothing can hold me while
Eilish. The nation are waiting. The nation are waiting. Listen, what are you going to sing for us this morning?
It's a little Irish melody. It's sort of like a little lullaby.
Oh. Eilish has been asked to dedicate this particular song to all the truckers out there listening. So can you do that, Eilish, before just say...
I'm just listening. You were telling jokes.
Yes.
Well, just a quick one before I do the song. I remember one that my late mother used to tell me. I can still remember it after all these long years.
Yes.
And she thought it was funny, but it's quite short. it was a gentleman that went into a confessional box.
Yeah.
And he said, Father, I'm so sorry. I stole a rope, but there was a cow at the other end of it.
I love that gag. I love that gag. You're a natural comedian, Eilish. You're up there with Joe Brand and Jasper Carrot.
That's not the only one I know.
That's all right. You've got singing in your blood. You got entertainment running all through your veins.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Oh dear.
Okay, let's so it's a little Irish lullaby, and this is dedicated.
Irish lullaby.
Irish lullaby by Eilish.
Yes.
And it's we're also playing Abalone here, Eilish, as well.
I know. I can hear you.
Yeah. Which is.
You're not winning, no.
I'm not winning. Sarah's winning.
Oh dear. Could you not throw it from a different angle?
I think that's my problem. I've got the angle wrong.
And sort of try to aim before you throw the ball or whatever it is you're doing.
Yes. I think it might be the best advice. Anyway, so we're dedicating this to all the truckers out there.
And to everyone, and many, many sincere thanks. I'd love to see what they all wrote about, because, I mean, I will answer anything.
We want to see some of it, Eilish.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, I mean, those truckers out there will be honking as you're singing, which is nice to know,
listen,
isn't
you've
it?
got my address and my 2 telephone numbers, have you?
We got it all.
Have you got the new mobile number?
You're mobile now, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous. Pay as you go.
The previous one was taken from me in Woolwich.
Got it taken from you?
Yeah, so
By who?
So I got another one.
Cellnet.
And I've got a new number on that one.
All right. Well, you got a bit of prepay, have you now?
No, it's to pay to go.
All right, okay.
So I don't have any
Brilliant.
bills with it.
Yeah.
More convenient.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
And always handy, you know, that you're contactable at any time. So, for all the honking truckers, this is Irish. It's a song called?
And it's, do you know many Irish songs?
I know,
You know Danny Boy?
yeah, I know that Boy's Own one. And the Cause. And the Cause.
I know a few by the Pogues.
Yeah, the Pogues.
Yeah, well, no, this
Cranberries.
Sinead O'Connor.
Cranberries, yeah.
Yeah, no, but this is a nice one. It's called The Spinning Wheel.
Oh, who's that by, Eilish? Napalm Death?
No, Delia Murphy and John Francis Waller.
Oh, right.
Oh, it's just Spinning Wheel.
Words and music by these people.
Yeah, Spinning Wheel, famous song.
It's an Irish ballad.
Yeah. Okay, in your own time, Eilish.
Okay, just got a cup of water beside me.
That's all right.
Okay. Now the moonlight to shine is beginning. Close by the window, young Eileen is sitting, crooning and moaning and overlimiting. He's crooning and I cry, but the grandmother watching. Merrily, cheerily, noisily, swings the wheel, spins the wheel while the full moon lightly and ringing sounds the sweet voice of the young maiden singing. Eileen, Cora, I hear someone praying. 'Tis the ivy, dear mother, against the glass flapping. Oh, I hear that somebody's saying. 'Tis the sounds, mother dear, of the autumn's dying. Merrily, cheerily, noisily, swings the wheel, spins the wheel, while the foot's staring, sprightly and lightly and sounds ringing, sounds the sweet voice of the young maiden singing. What's the noise that I hear at the window? I wonder. 'Tis the ivy and the birds chirping holly bush wonder to make the pushing and moving your stool and singing the notes of the choir, the cooling.
Did you swear? I don't believe that.
There's a lot more verses than that. It would take too long to go through the whole
I
lot.
don't believe that. How did you... Oh, sorry. Yeah.
There's 7 verses.
4-0. Yes, it's... What was that last word in the song?
Cooling.
Can you just sing the last line of the song? Because I wonder what you said then. Just the very last line. Did you...
You weren't listening. You weren't paying attention.
We were paying attention. We wanted to hear the words of the last line.
I just got a bit scared there.
And singing over...
No, just sing us the last word.
Pardon?
Sing us the last line again.
Sing us the last verse.
Verse, sorry, yeah.
Sing the last verse.
Yeah, just that last little bit. It was lovely.
What's the noise that I hear at the window? I wonder. 'Tis the little birds chirping on the holly bush wonder when it makes you be pushing and moving your stool on and singing the wrong songs of the on the cooling.
That is, I tell you what, we get calls every time you sing. This is going to be a record. That is, what a beautiful song, Alice.
It's lovely. There's 8 verses to that.
Is there?
Mhm.
Oh, I'd love to hear those someday.
Yeah.
Truly beautiful.
Yes, it is. It's a very nice little thing, you know. It's got to sing with sort of perfection and slowly and like I've done it, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think only you can deliver it in that kind of unique sort of Irish style.
Yeah.
You know, you're Irish yourself, aren't you, so?
Well, half. My mother was Irish, my father's English.
Yeah.
Or was.
Right. Yeah.
God bless them.
Uh-huh. Brilliant. Well, listen, Alice, we'll speak to you next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
And if anything comes through our end, we'll get in touch with you and let you know.
Yeah, will I just pick my mobile number?
Yeah, in fact, if you stay exactly there, Eilish, we'll get you. And the lines are chocker at the moment. I'd be interested to find out what those lines say as well, Pete, because I think they're all going to be good comment for Eilish.
You've lost all your marbles.
It's only 4. You've got 4. Hang on.
They're mine. That was back there.
Oh, did I hit yours then?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You're white.
All right, we'll come back to that. Big Bruce, who's in Blackpool, of course, says, Ian, here's some foodie film titles. Bap to the Future. That one's all right. How to Beget in Advertising.
How to what?
Beget ahead in advertising.
Oh.
It should be how to get, shouldn't it? What's Eating Gilbert Crepe. That's all right. The Claire Witch Project. That's the good one.
Very
good. The Claire Witch Project. The Greatest Cake. The Greatest Cake. Instead of The Great Escape.
That's very good.
Yep. Big Trouble in Little Meringue. What should that be? Big Trouble in Little China. That's the... Yeah, OK, the last one was a bit forced, but hey, who cares, says Big Bruce. Just a tad. Malcolm X. That's a good one. Instead of Malcolm X.
Yes, very good. Who's that
love that one. That's from Futang in Crawley. This one comes from Paul. Top Bun, The Scone Ranger, Get Shorty Bread, Moonbaker. They're good. Please sort Pete out. His latest Reg Gutterish comment is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is the latest in a long line of lack of basic knowledge, which includes no knowledge or grasp of the Green Party or Greenpeace, vicious geese, cat flaps, Tommy Lee Jones, and comprehension of simple sexist gags. Very true indeed. Initially, I put this down to his age, but no, I've questioned a 22-year-old on numerous occasions, and she was fully aware of even TV shows before her time. You once... Oh, also add Raquel Welch onto that list that he'd never heard of as well. You once advocated that Talk's hosts' success is often due to their quirky life experiences. Your autobiography bears this out. Therefore, sadly, I think it's time to let Pete go travelling for a year or 5. Good on you, Paul. I think you might have hit the nail on the head there. The man with the golden bun, says Mark in Devon. Thank you very much for that. Thank you to Marie, who's said lots of different bits and pieces of all sorts of natures. This one comes from Debbie Does... Oh, no, this one comes from whoever. All right, then, the Doe Father. Instead of the Godfather. That doesn't quite scan, does it, really? The Great Flan Robbery. Raising an... What's that say?
Raising another... a what? I don't know.
And Debbie does baking. That's probably the worst ones we've had. No wonder it's not
That's
signed.
A pretty damn poor show. We'd had one earlier, actually. Who's that from?
What, a goodie?
No, I'm sure we had the same fax earlier.
I might have done.
That one.
Oh, fish called chips.
Mm.
That's the one.
Same dodgy fax.
Same dodgy fax, you see, unsigned. OK, we're going to take a break. It's 08700 40 50 60. Urban Eddie has an urban myth to die for. It's on its way. Ambrose Heron is here with film detail, and Sarah does something really weird.
Come on. This ruddy traffic drives me bonkers. Oh, for goodness sake. Excuse me?
Traffic. Doesn't it wind you up?
Well, yes, but
and
I mean...
imagine slipping into a steaming bath of Bubble King Bubble Bath.
Yes?
It has a soothing combination of jojoba, mint, cardamom, lavender, and pine.
Yes, oh, lovely. It's just what I need.
If you want to reach your...
Sorry, and you are?
It's all right, she's with me.
Thanks. If you want to reach your audience where other mediums can't, just advertise on the radio. Ad Radio. Heard in all the right places.
No one likes paying for motor insurance. No one woke up this morning and shouted, "Great! I've got to renew my car insurance today. I'm really excited." Well, no one in their right mind anyway. So why are you still paying more for motor insurance than you have to? Look, call 0800 028 2221 and talk to Time to Insure. Time to Insure will leave no stone unturned in their search to save you money on motor insurance. And if you call right now, Time to Insure will beat their best quote by a further £10. What have you got to lose? If you're looking for cheaper motor insurance, it's Time to Insure with Time to Insure. Call 0800 028 2221 now.
There you go, Nick. I'm wearing a skirt to show my support for those women.
Yeah, but Banksy, I do
What, you think it's a bit tight?
No, I think that you should...
Too far below the knee.
Banksy, you don't need the lipstick.
Big Girls Breakfast from 6 this morning on Talk Radio, your station for sport, news and views.
Not you, when the light catches you in a certain way.
Oh, Nick.
The most effectual top cat, whose intellectual close friends get to call him DC, providing his with dignity. The indisputable leader of
Ian Cummings at Won't
He's a bit, he's a championship, he's the most tip-top top cat.
Right, OK, before we go to Dom in Liverpool, who's got some trivia detail, I'm guessing, guys?
That's right, yeah,
That's
trivia.
what's going on.
Trivia.
Let's go to Billy on the M62. Billy!
Hiya.
Hello!
Hiya, Ian.
How you doing?
All right, mate.
Good stuff. What do you got there? You got a golden issue for us?
Yeah, a bit of a gold issue. It's about compulsory school when you retirement age 65, compulsory 2 years school.
Well, when you leave, when you retire?
When you retire, when you finish work, compulsory 2 years schooling for over 65.
So for any particular subject or anything?
Well, it's just to learn how to set the video, tune the telly in.
No, I think we could be onto something here, actually. Send folk back to school for a couple of years.
That's right, yeah.
Because there's a whole bundle of stuff that, for whatever reason, and it shouldn't run parallel with age, but it does.
Yeah,
that
you forget things.
You forget things, you know?
Yeah.
It's like basic life skills, Bill, you know?
That's right. What brought it on was I've just bought this new Nikon all-around sound, television and video.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got all the booklets how to tune it in, how to... You know, I couldn't do it.
Ludioprosy gone mad, yeah.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
No.
Granddaughter comes in from school, 10 minutes, everything done.
Yeah.
10 minutes, she set everything.
How old is she?
8.
Crikey. Puts you to shame, Billy.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it makes you feel a bit rough, you know
That's
what I mean?
madness, isn't it? Yeah.
So I think I'll have to go back to school when I finish work.
See, my mum could do with some of that, actually. She is totally lacking in any kind of skills when it comes to that.
Well, so am I. I'm hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. Can't set the video,
I mean, my mum's 65, and I figure she should be able to by now she should be able to put an extension on the back of a house, Bill, you know?
Yeah, well, exactly, yeah.
And she can't even do that.
Well,
But what's up with the woman?
Stuff like that, you know what I mean?
For goodness sake. Billy, we'll put it in there.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
Thanks, Ian.
Set up.
Bye.
There's Billy on the M62 with, in fact, it's a very sensible golden issue, actually.
Yes.
Very sensible indeed.
Write that one down.
Yeah, write that one down. I'll tell you what, the one we didn't come onto tonight, which we should have done, and that was where to buy stuff on the internet, right? I found out yesterday that I can actually, I knew you could do it, you know, certain supermarkets allow you to,
shop online.
Shop online. And every time I've like clicked onto it to see, because they say put your postcode in, and you whack your postcode in there, and they say, unfortunately, the stores near you are not doing this service yet. And lo and behold, one of the big stores, won't say which one, sadly not the one I actually go to shopping normally, does it, and the other one doesn't. And so I can actually do the online shopping. I'm going to give that a bit of a whirl.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to give it a whirl, and they deliver within a 2-hour window. They charge you £5 to deliver, which is what it would cost in a taxi there and back.
So it is the ultimate in laziness, though.
It is the ultimate in laziness.
Great.
It's a great idea, though. And then I noticed that a couple of like Amazon and people like that are now got, the .uk instead of .com, are now doing music, which they never used to do. And there's an auction thing on there as well. But I was thinking of buying a stereo, right? And because I've got nothing to play any music on at the moment, because it's clapped out thing is like well and truly clapped out. So that's mucked things up a bit. So anyway, so I thought I'd go on there's loads of online shopping places where you can, because all the big electrical stores, and it really proved to me tonight, remember in the office we was trying to get this thing going, how people are really put off the internet, because I couldn't get onto anything. Every page I went to, this page is being, from time to time we have to take this one off to construct it, and they chose when I want to buy a stereo to do it. This page has moved. Please click on here. What's that all about? Why don't they just take you to the to the page where it's moved to, instead of telling you to click on to where it's moved to? And I had that with all the big high street electrical stores.
Oh, really?
I couldn't get to any of their pages tonight. They all had some problem or another.
So you didn't have any success at all?
No success at all. And all I wanted to do, I didn't necessarily want to buy it off the internet. I wanted to find out if the prices were cheaper.
Yeah.
And you reckon, see, I've got this stereo thing. Okay, here's another one, it's another Collins looks for advice from brilliant, what are you doing?
Sorry, I've got...
Wiggle your breasts at me like that. What are you up to?
I've got really bad shoulder ache.
Well, don't do that. My eyes out.
Is that what you call it?
Is that what you call it? My goodness.
Wiggly breast syndrome.
It's, so there, see, I've lost my track now, you see. So there I am, looking to try and buy this stereo. And I'm debating whether to go to the usual high street thing and pay 99 quid, or probably even less, for something that's not going to really be punching out much wattage or
amperage.
No,
don't want to do that.